That waiter was furious. "Esteemed guest, please don't make such unreasonable requests. I believe your earlier words were just an unintentional slip of the tongue." But he ignored his attitude and continued. "No, I am very serious. I have never misspoken. I want to call the Holy Maiden." The men nearby couldn't take it anymore. "Don't waste your breath on this brat, asking the Holy Maiden to pour you wine. Do you have such a big face? Let me smash that face of yours. If fighting wasn't forbidden in the Jade Pool, Holy Land, I would have broken all 3 of your legs. Where are the Holy Land's guards? Get over here and arrest this audacious brat." Lu Chen feigned a bit of fear and chuckled. "Everyone calm down. Anger isn't good for you. I only said one thing and you're already so angry." They immediately sneered, "Want to beg for mercy now, too late." Lu Chen arrogantly propped his feet on the table and said, "No, I'm not begging for mercy. What I mean is, for such a small matter, you brain-dead fans can't even handle it." Lu Chen exaggeratedly looked down on them. "In a moment when the Holy Maiden really comes over to pour me wine, I'm afraid you'll all die of anger." That group of people grew even more furious. "I spit on you. Don't even talk about later. I'm already dying of anger because of you right now." In the era of the Great Qi dynasty, the Qi emperor ruled over boundless territories which were divided into major kingdoms. Within these kingdoms, there were sects weaker than the kingdoms themselves. These sects had to offer a certain amount of resources to their respective kingdoms annually. The sects depended on the kingdoms depended on the dynasty, and the dynasty in turn depended on even more powerful forces. The entire world was structured like a pyramid. At that time, in the capital of the Lu Kingdom, under the Great Qi dynasty, houses were built close together. A group of people entered a tavern and called out, "Waiter, bring out a dozen jars of your finest thought tin wine." The waiter called back, "Yes, sir, please come inside, esteemed guests." Inside, a man in a straw hat was silently enjoying his cup of wine. One of the men in the group continued, "I wonder when young Master Fang will return. When he does, it will be time for Prince Lu Zhengheng to die. Once the king is dead, the Fang residence has agreed that our Flying Serpent sect can take 1/10 of that old dog Lu's inheritance. This is great." He played with his chopsticks, a smirk on his face, and added, "But I heard the king has an heir somewhere out there. If this kid gets angry and comes looking for revenge against small fries like us, then—" The man opposite him replied calmly, "Tisk, what's there to be afraid of?" 5 years ago, Lu Chen was only 18, a debauched and dissolute good-for-nothing who only partied and never cultivated. Even at 18, he was still trash. How could he possibly seek revenge? They laughed heartily and said, "That's right. He probably ended up wandering outside and ran into some demonic beasts or bandits. His white bones have turned to yellow dust, and grass has grown over his tombstone." The man in the straw hat raised his eyes to glance at the 2 remaining silent. He angrily slammed his cup down, interrupting their conversation. "Hey, you 2, this old man." Coughs. For better or worse, Lu Zhengheng is the monarch of the Lu Kingdom. The 2 of them looked at him with confused expressions. He looked at them and said mockingly, "You 2 in the capital of the Lu Kingdom, right under the emperor's nose, brazenly discussing the Lu monarch like this? Is that really okay?" The man opposite him angrily gritted his teeth and warned, "Kid, judging by your clothes, you must be from out of town, right? Let me tell you something that everyone here knows. This Lu Kingdom is currently ruled by the Lu family, that's true. But in less than 3 days, it will have a new master. This Lu Kingdom will be General Fang's domain in the future." He smiled and questioned them. "Interesting. You're the ones who said that." Then his eagle-like gaze fixed on them, radiating killing intent. He thought to himself, or was it the rebellious traitor Fang Changlin who said it? The group was displeased. The man shouted angrily, "Insolent! How dare you speak General Fang's name so directly?" The young man in the straw hat calmly praised him. "Oh, your dedication to protecting your master. You're just like the Fang family's watchdog." Realizing he had been insulted, the man's blood boiled and he charged at the young man, shouting, "Damn you, you arrogant brat!" The young man calmly glanced at him without moving. He decided to rush forward, shouting, courting death. But just as his fist was about to land, the young man calmly blocked it with one hand. He looked at him and replied mockingly, weak, yet so arrogant. "You'd kill someone over a single disagreeable word. A moment later, he gently channeled his power and warned, "I'll break one of your arms," as a small lesson. The group behind them, displeased, drew their weapons and rushed forward to help. "How dare you? You dare to harm a disciple of our flying serpent sect, kill him and avenge our fellow disciple." He spoke with disdain, a bunch of small fries. As he finished speaking, a sword shot out from its sheath, flying towards the group. Effortlessly, it was enough to defeat the arrogant crowd. The divine sword defeated the enemies before it. A few seconds later, it obediently returned to its sheath. The young man sighed and said, "Time to go back to the palace. Let's see how the old man is doing." At the majestic royal palace, seeing a stranger, the guards called out, "Who goes there?" The soldiers blocked his path. "This is the forbidden area of the royal palace. If you don't have an invitation, retreat at once." He took off his straw hat, looked at them coldly, and asked, "Hey, has it come to this? I've only been gone for 5 years and no one recognizes me anymore." The soldiers were stunned, then overjoyed, shouting in unison, You are His Highness, Lu Chen." Seeing the young man before them, they shouted ceaselessly, "It really is His Highness. The prince has returned." He reminded them, all right, look how happy you all are." He continued, crying and shouting, "In the middle of the night will disturb the people." A subordinate came forward, bowed, and reported, "But Your Highness, the situation in the capital is complicated right now. It would be better for you to leave to avoid the turmoil." Lu Chen asked in return, "Leave?" Lu Chen said with displeasure, "I crossed a great chasm and braved the elements to return, and you're telling me to leave? I can't even see my own old man." Another person rushed forward in agreement. "He's right. Your Highness, since you've returned, please go in quickly." That subordinate was flustered. "This way." He respectfully led the way. "Your Highness, please come this way." Lu Chen asked seriously, "My old man, is he dead yet?" The subordinate answered awkwardly, "Well, Your Highness, the king is currently afflicted with a potent poison drifting in and out of consciousness, but it's not that bad." He calmly replied, "So not dead yet. Good, he can still be saved." The subordinate's face became flustered and he replied worriedly, sweat beading on his forehead, "Your Highness is joking. We've arrived." Then the subordinate quickly opened the door. He shouted happily, "Lord Mo, look who's back." The person inside was surprised and spoke, You are His Highness Lu Chen." This was the 4th grade alchemist Mo Xingkong. Lu Chen greeted him. "Old Mo, it's been 5 years. Are you still well?" He looked at the pained middle-aged man on the bed and said, "Old man, you've really capsized in a ditch this time." Mo Xingkong spoke respectfully. "My apologies. Your Highness, with my 4th grade alchemy skills, I'm powerless against this poison. It's difficult to cure. The strange poison His Majesty is afflicted with requires at least a 6th grade divine dew pill to be saved." Lu Chen took out a vial of spirit pills and asked, "You mean this divine dew pill, right?" Mo Xingkong replied happily, "Yes, that's the divine dew. Just one pill can make His Majesty." A moment later he was stunned and asked again, This is Your Highness. Where did you get so many 6th grade divine dew pills?" Lu Chen tossed the vial to the old man and said, "Why do you care so much? Just give it all to the old man to drink." Just then, a voice rang out from behind. "I heard His Highness Lu Chen has returned." "Let me have a look." A man walked over, laughing heartily in greeting. "Your Highness, we haven't seen you in 5 years yet. You still look so young. Have you been well these past few years?" This old man was the national preceptor of the Lu Kingdom, Zuokyu Chan. Lu Chen glanced at him and replied, "So it's old Zuo. It's been 5 years. I wonder if your formation skills have broken through to the 6th level yet." Zuokyu Chan replied, "Your Highness, please don't tease me. I'm already lucky to have reached the 5th level in this lifetime. The 6th level is something I dare not even dream of." He then sighed and reminded him, "But Your Highness, you shouldn't have returned at this time. The kingdom is in turmoil, the city is full of unrest, and your identity is too dangerous." Mo Xingkong opposite him retorted, "You ignorant old man, His Highness's return is perfectly timed." He couldn't stop boasting and praising. "See that divine dew pills. They can cure His Majesty's poison." His Highness brought a whole big bottle as soon as he returned. "This is great," Zuokyu Chan replied. "Is this the divine dew pill? With this, His Majesty's poison should be cured in just a few days." Mo Xingkong's hand holding the vial of divine dew pills froze in midair. Zuokyu Chan thought to himself, a 6th grade elixir. Even in the imperial dynasty, it's a rare treasure. One sixth-grade elixir could be exchanged for several million spirit stones. What exactly did His Highness Lu Chen go through during his 5 years away? Looking at the mature young man before him, he sighed inwardly. Back then, he refused to cultivate, yet now he possesses such power. Looking at the emperor, Mo Xingkong said, "His Majesty has taken the divine dew pill. The poison is considered cured. He should wake up in no more than 3 days." Lu Chen looked at him and replied coldly, "Looks like the old man has survived this ordeal. Old Mo, old Zuo, now that we have time, tell me everything clearly." He continued coldly, "I want to see who dared to poison even a king." Meanwhile, in the main hall, a group of people had gathered. One man shouted angrily, "What you're saying? Dozens of our disciples were all killed by one brat." A subordinate bowed low and reported, "Yes, sect, Master Li He. According to our investigation, it was Prince Lu Chen who, our 31 disciples in the tavern." The young man beside him spoke up, "Lu Chen, the heir of King Lu Zhengheng, the one who dislikes cultivating and disappeared 5 years ago. Why did he suddenly reappear? This was the master of the sinister poison sect, Zhang Kui. The master of the flying serpent sect, Li." He shouted angrily, "Wasn't that brat a good-for-nothing who didn't cultivate back then, a piece of trash who didn't return for 5 years, and upon his return he killed 30 masters of the sacrificial stage. It seems he must have been cultivating during his disappearance. To have such skill at his age, he's a genius. If—" A voice cut in. "All right, enough nonsense," the person in the main seat said with a cold face. "So what if he's a genius? An undeveloped genius is no different from trash, just another life to be taken." This was the great general of the Lu kingdom, Fang Changlin. Li He looked at the old man and agreed cheerfully. "That's right. Besides, Prince Shang has already administered the fire seed king poison to King Lu." Zhang Kuai gritted his teeth and added smugly, "That King Lu will be dead in 3 days at most. What's the use of that brat returning now? We just need to sit here and see what they can do." Fang Changlin spoke, "Everything is about to succeed." His eyes turned sharp as he announced, "We just need to wait for King Lu to die." He thought about the vast kingdom and continued smugly, "The domain of the Lu kingdom will be mine." On the other side, Lu Chen was contemplating, "So it was all the work of those 5 primordial spirit realm chickens. There's no other way. His Majesty is the only king realm expert in the Lu kingdom. With him severely injured, no one can hold off 5 primordial spirit experts." Lu Chen looked at Zuo Qiu-chan and said, "Old Zuo, I'm giving you this 7 absolute sword formation. Set it up across the entire palace. For every one of those 5 primordial spirit ants that comes, 1 will die." Old Zuo was startled and asked, "What, a 5th-grade killing formation, the 7 absolute sword formation, such a high-level formation? Even the imperial dynasty doesn't have one." He turned around, tossed a bottle of spirit pills to the other man, and ordered General Li Wine have over 1,000 marrow cleansing pills. Distribute them to all the imperial guards in the capital to use as they please. From now on, I will cover all the breakthrough elixirs for the imperial guards below the king realm." General Li was extremely stunned and replied joyfully, "Thank you, Your Highness. Long live Your Highness. Long live Your Highness." Seeing His Highness Lu Chen come out, the people whispered, "What has His Highness been through these past few years? How can he have so many rare and precious treasures?" Mo Xingkong reminded him, "Your Highness, where are you going now? Don't be rash." He glanced at them and answered, "Me right now." Lu Chen's eyes changed, his face hardened, and he announced viciously, "I'm going to kill someone." The crowd bowed their heads and shouted, "Be careful, Your Highness." Outside the Lu Kingdom's palace, Lu Chen walked and thought how the outside world isn't hell. What's there to worry about? In these 5 years, what danger haven't I faced? I remember being chased by a human emperor for 10 days and 10 nights, and I'm still alive and kicking. He calmly continued walking forward. From behind, a group of men in black descended from above, following him. One of them shouted, "It's Lu Chen, follow him." They thought to themselves, wait for him to leave the palace, find a hidden corner, and kill him. The menacing group stared at him, tailing him closely. But at that moment his eyes sharpened. He turned his head, looking at his followers, and whispered, "These people are—" He spoke with stern vigilance, "Following me. Right behind the group of men in black charged forward, shouting, the target turned into the small alley. Speed up, follow, and eliminate him. The three of them quickly rushed towards Lu Chen. But by then, Lu Chen's figure was nowhere to be seen. The bewildered men shouted, "Where is he? Where did he go? How is Lu Chen not in this alley?" The men shouted in anger, "Damn it, we've been tricked! Everyone take to the air and search the surroundings carefully for me." The men flew through the air, their eyes searching for him. But below, a simple-looking man spoke mockingly, "Following me, impossible." This ugly man was none other than Lu Chen. He praised himself inwardly. My disguise technique has reached the pinnacle. In a blink of an eye, I can change into countless forms. Those with cultivation below the king realm can't possibly see through it. A moment later, his face gradually returned to normal. He reminded himself, I've shaken off those shrimps. Time to get to business. The Seven Absolutes killing formation has been set up in the palace, just waiting for those primordial spirit fools to come and die. He turned his head and thought, so if I kill all their heirs, they'll surely go mad with rage and rush to the palace to die right. Thinking of the brothel where beautiful courtesans danced, he remembered Li Hao's son of the Flying Serpent sect's master. Li Mo is a lecher who loves to frequent brothels. Out of 10 days, he spends 9 carousing there. In his heart, Lu Chen sneered. He's the weakest of those I need to kill only at the early stage of the chi condensation realm, probably because he wasted years in brothels neglecting his martial arts. Pathetically weak. A girl walked past him. He glanced at her with a meaningful smile. On the other side, the girl pushed the door open and called out, "Young Master Li, it's almost noon. It's time to eat." But as soon as she stepped in, she was faced with a horrific scene. Her eyes widened and tears streamed down her face. The terrified girl's face turned pale. With tears streaming down, she sobbed and screamed, "Lie! Young Master Li murder, someone's been murdered." At this moment, young Master Li was covered in blood, his breathing had stopped. A thought echoed Target 1 killed. In a wealthy and majestic area, this was the Blackhorn Arena, the most famous martial arts venue in the Lu Kingdom's capital, a prison for vicious beasts forged from blood and flesh. If the son of the Flying Serpent sect's Master Li, he enjoyed admiring flowers and drinking wine, then the second target, the son of the sinister Poison sect's Master Zhang Wei, was the opposite. Zhang Wei had practiced martial arts since he was young, had no interest in wine or women, and was a martial arts fanatic. At this moment, Zhang Wei was fiercely fighting on the arena stage. Below, the crowd cheered excitedly. "Go young Master Zhang! Go young Master Zhang!" Elsewhere, a person spoke up. "I heard that King Lu Zhengheng is about to die." The person next to him continued, "I don't know, the 5th grade Earth Spirit formation of the Royal Palace hasn't been broken yet. King Lu's fate is still unknown, but the 4 great primordial spirit experts have been attacking the Earth Spirit formation for months, and King Lu hasn't shown himself. It's probably, as the rumors say, he's been severely injured." He added with a cold face, "But this has nothing to do with me. As long as it doesn't disrupt the business of my Black Horn Arena, it doesn't matter who becomes king." Meanwhile, Lu Chen had successfully infiltrated the arena by disguising himself as a guard. Looking towards the arena, he said, "As expected, Zhang Wei is still competing at the Black Horn Arena. Moreover," looking at the stands, he spotted the person he was looking for. He said happily, "Nie Hua is here too. Looks like I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Saves me the trouble of running around. Nie Hua, son of the primordial spirit realm expert, Nie Wuming." Nie Wuming was also a traitor. Nie Hua leaned on his chair, stood up, and congratulated him. "Young Master Zhang, your physique has gotten stronger again. Congratulations, congratulations." Zhang Wei laughed and asked, "You're too kind. Do you want to come down and test your skills?" Nie Hua looked at him and declined. "I'll pass. Let's go. Let's find Li Hao at the brothel and have a meal together." Just then a voice rang out from behind. "Sorry, I'm afraid you won't have the chance to find Li Hao for a meal." Nie Hua frowned in displeasure and said, Aren't you just a doorman? How dare you speak to us like that?" A moment later, his eyes filled with fear. Lu Chen charged forward, fiery energy radiating from him. Terrified, Nie Hua gritted his teeth and wondered, this is killing intent. Such terrifying killing intent. How can a mere brat possess it? Lu Chen threw a powerful punch, and Nie Hua spread his arms to block. But unexpectedly, he was struck by Lu Chen with a blow that pierced his heart and liver, tensing his entire body. A single strike from Lu Chen shattered Niehua's bones and flesh. Lu Chen spoke coldly. "It's been 5 years, and you pieces of trash haven't gotten any stronger at all." Zhang Wei looked at him, gritted his teeth, and said, Who are you?" Looking at the vicious young man before him, he shouted, "Lu Chen." He frowned terrified and shouted, "You! You're Lu Chen Zhang." Wei said mockingly, "Once a piece of trash, and now you dare to attack me." He laughed smugly. "You're dead for sure." Immediately after, he formed a ball of killing intent. He launched it straight at Lu Chen, shouting, "Die!" The poisonous gas rushed towards Lu Chen, enveloping his entire body, but his eyes remained sharp. He charged forward forcefully, tearing through the gas and striking at Zhang Wei. Grabbed by the neck by Lu Chen, he shouted in disbelief, "Cough! How can this be my poison?" Lu Chen looked at him mockingly. "You know nothing about power. You're still just a delusional fool." He looked at him coldly, and with a little more strength in his arm, he crushed Zhang Wei's neck. Lu Chen smiled viciously at the fallen Zhang Wei and declared, "I will eliminate them all, so don't worry, they will join you soon." In the stands, everyone who saw the scene wondered aloud. What? Who is this person? So arrogant to kill the heir of a primordial spirit expert just like that? Is he not afraid of death? As evening fell and the sky turned red, Lu Chen returned to his residence, his eyes filled with a cold sharpness. Looking at the slightly ajar door in front of him, he said with amusement, "Shall we continue?" On the other side, a subordinate bowed worriedly and reported, "Sectmaster, something terrible has happened. Something terrible has happened." Zhang Kui, with a stern and displeased face, asked, "What happened? Panicking like this, what kind of decorum is that?" The subordinate's face was panicked as he stammered, "The young master is dead. Young Master Zhang Wei was killed by Lu Chen at the Black Horn Arena. That's right. Not only is the young master dead, but young Master Niehua was also killed by Lu Chen. Countless people saw it." Zhang Kui's eyes turned red with anger. He clenched his fists and shouted, "This is rebellion. That brat dares." Voices echoed in his mind. "Report Lord Li, he bad news. The young master has died at the brothel, Master Qing. Please try to restrain your grief. The 3 young masters were all killed in the Qing residence. They're all dead." Images of each tragic death appeared. Zhang Kui was furious. "How can this be? Li?" His eyes were bloodshot as he shouted in disbelief, "Damn it! He dared to kill all 4 of our heirs in a single day." They angrily declared, "If we don't avenge this, we are not worthy of being fathers. I must find that brat Lu Chen and settle this score." As they finished speaking, the 3 of them furiously flew into the sky towards the royal palace, shouting, "Let's go to the royal palace. Let's join forces and break the formation." The whole group flew towards the royal palace as fast as lightning, declaring, "If you see Lu Chen, kill him on sight." Arriving at the royal palace, the group shouted loudly, "Lu Chen, get out here and die!" Lu Chen slowly walked out from inside. He looked at them arrogantly and replied, "You got here pretty fast, didn't you?" Zhang Kui shouted angrily, "You little beast, did you kill my son?" Lu Chen calmly replied, "That's right. Your sons were too weak. Just like useless trash, they couldn't even withstand a single blow from me." He stood there proudly and issued a challenge. "Now I'm standing right here. If you have the guts, come and kill me." Zhang Kui's eyes flashed with killing intent as he shouted, "You just wait. Once this formation is broken, I will kill you." Then he ordered, "Go break this useless turtle shell of his with all your might." The group charged at the formation. The formation slowly began to crack. Zhang Kui smugly smashed the formation and entered the royal palace. He laughed triumphantly. "The turtle shell is broken. Let's see how you can act so arrogant now." A second later, Zhang Kui pounced like a tiger, striking at Lu Chen. Looking at the arrogant Lu Chen standing still, he shouted, "Go to hell!" Lu Chen's expression changed. He clasped his hands together, his eyes flashing with killing intent. In the next moment, the sword spirit emerged with immense power. Dozens of swords were summoned by Lu Chen, appearing behind him. Seeing the scene before him, Zhang Kui shouted in disbelief, "A sword formation! How can there be a sword formation here?" With a cold face, Lu Chen pointed at Zhang Kui and commanded, "Go." As soon as he finished speaking, the sword formation charged straight at Zhang Kui. Behind them, Li, seeing Zhang Kui killed by the sword formation, asked worriedly, What kind of sword formation is this? It can instantly kill a primordial spirit expert. Lu Chen calmly pointed at Li He and announced, "Next, it's your turn." The divine swords following his command relentlessly charged and pierced the group behind, ignoring their pleas. "Your Highness, spare us. We were wrong. We won't dare collude with the general anymore. Your Highness, please spare our lives." He looked coldly at the two men being torn apart in midair by the divine swords and replied, "You still want to beg for mercy? Now." Behind him, tragic screams echoed. His eyes were cold as he said, "Too late." On another morning, as sunlight filled the entire palace, inside the emperor gradually woke up. Hearing the movement, Mo Xingkong said happily, "Your Majesty, you're awake." The emperor weakly asked old Mo, "How long was I unconscious? The poison in my body has been mostly cleared." "Old Mo, what did you do?" Mo Xingkong clasped his hands and replied cheerfully, "This old servant doesn't have the ability to cure such a poison. It was His Highness who returned. He was the one who brought back the divine dew pills to cure you." A moment later, the two of them looked towards the door in surprise. Lu Chen returned, raising his hand in greeting. "Old man, you're awake, huh?" The emperor looked at him and said, "You rotten brat. Didn't you run away from home? You still know how to come back, do you?" He replied, "I had no choice. If I hadn't come back, someone would have been hanging by now." Lu Chen walked closer, talking nonstop. "Back then, you used every method to force me to practice martial arts, saying that cultivation could strengthen my body, protect my family and country, and prolong my life. To protect your own people, and you said someone as untalented and uneducated as me would lead the Lu Kingdom to ruin sooner or later. Look at you. You practice martial arts every day, and didn't the Lu Kingdom still almost fall?" Hearing this, the emperor was furious, his anger flaring as he gritted his teeth. He crossed his arms and looked at him in disappointment, continuing, "What you? I thought you had been working hard for the past 5 years. I thought you had already defeated the Xiang Kingdom. I was even prepared to come back and inherit the throne. But the result is that you were poisoned. If I hadn't come back in time, the Lu Kingdom would be ruled by the Fang family now. If Grandpa knew you were such a failure, he would surely jump out of his coffin to spank you." Hearing this, the emperor's veins bulged on his forehead. Every word was like an arrow piercing his heart. He turned away and muttered to himself, "For 18 years the old man lectured me every day. I was about to grow mold." He looked happily at the angry old man behind him and whispered, "Now it's finally my turn to lecture my dad." Lu Chen, a strong young man now, was actually someone from Earth who 18 years ago had a stroke from overworking and transmigrated. He fainted and fell towards the Lu royal residence. A long time ago at the Lu prince's residence, Lu Chen was born. And after I transmigrated, unlike those crazy long Aotian types who cultivate maniacally, I chose to live happily day by day, even being called trash. The main reason was after I transmigrated, I was the only son of the Lu Kingdom's monarch. He remembered himself back then. I was born at the finish line. Why should I still have to work hard? Why should I cultivate practicing martial arts could also cause a stroke? As a result, this old man forced me to cultivate every day, spouting a bunch of principles. When I was 18, I finally couldn't take it anymore and ran away from the royal city. He recalled the past when he met his 5 masters. After running away from the royal city, I thought I could finally stop trying and start my life of leisure. But unexpectedly, 5 stunningly beautiful female masters fell from the sky, kept saying I was a once-in-a-millennium genius, and dragged me off to cultivate. A charming and domineering woman was my first master, Su Yingxia, the lord of the Yingxia domain. Strict and overbearing, with extremely high cultivation and many suitors. She often patted his head and reminded him, "My disciple, take this. This little bit of money and these magical artifacts are nothing to your first master. They're just leftovers." Moreover, she was the richest woman in the Qing domain and cared for me deeply. The next one was an extremely serious person who always reminded me, "Cultivate your techniques diligently and protect your little junior sister." That was my second master, Ji Yaoxi, the lord of the Jade Pool Holy Land, in the Huang domain, cold and beautiful, yet incredibly majestic. The little junior sister in her arms called out softly, "Senior brother, hello." He recalled further, "But I felt she was cold on the outside, but warm on the inside. Not only did she teach me techniques, but she also gave me an adorable little junior sister." Then there was the third master, Hayiru, of the Ru Emperor's Empress domain. She was a cold beauty with a strict personality who rarely smiled and was extremely serious. She once tied him up and coldly reminded him no slacking practice diligently, but she always used strange methods to force me to cultivate. She was a cunning one. The fourth was a petite and adorable girl. That was my fourth master, Hua Dai, the lord of the Xuan Domain's Pill Alliance, the #1 alchemist of the 10 domains. She often cheerfully suggested, "Next time you still have to help me test my medicine." The fifth was an incredibly mysterious person who often asked Lu Chen, "My disciple, I specially made this magical artifact for you. Does it fit your hand well?" That was my fifth master, Jian Qingyin, the #1 artifact refiner of the 10 domains. Lu Chen, surrounded daily by scriptures, weapons, elixirs, and countless gold, silver, and precious stones, sighed helplessly, "I just want to be a simple second-generation king and live an ordinary life." He rested his forehead on his hand and said dejectedly, "This must be the suffering that all rich people have to go through, right?" Back at the royal palace, a thunderous shout echoed, "This rebellious son." Mo Xingkong clasped his hands and respectfully reminded him, "Your Majesty, please calm down. You reap what you sow. In the past, you were too strict with His Highness. He is still holding a grudge." The Emperor sighed, "Fine. Tell me, while I was unconscious, what did this rebellious son do?" Mo Xingkong began to recount. It was like this, after you fell unconscious, until the whole story, which plunged the capital into darkness, was finished. The Emperor suddenly smashed the cup in his hand and shouted, "What?" He turned his head and asked in disbelief, "6th-grade divine dew pills, and in 5 years he has cultivated to the peak of the marrow cleansing realm. He even took out 3,000 marrow cleansing pills, 500 transcendent pills, and 200 primordial spirit pills for the Imperial Guards." Mo Xingkong calmly replied, "Your Majesty, that is correct." The Emperor said, "Why do I feel like he's richer than a king realm expert like me?" He continued seriously, "To think he successively killed the heirs of several traitors and even set up a 5th-grade killing formation to annihilate 4 primordial spirit experts. It's been 5 years. What has this rebellious son been through?" Just then, a pillar of bright energy tore through the sky and shot up. Mo Xingkong exclaimed, "This aura! Could it be that His Highness is breaking through?" The blazing pillar of light grew stronger with no sign of fading. At this moment, Lu Chen was meditating with his eyes closed, his face tense. He suddenly opened his eyes, which were cold and filled with killing intent. A moment later, he stretched and stood up, the ground around him shattering. He said smugly, "This is the 9th time I've experienced the power and ability of a transcendent life form. In this era, cultivation in the world is divided into body refining, chi condensation, marrow cleansing, transcendent, primordial spirit king, realm emperor realm, Saint Lord, and Saint King, a total of 10 realms." Lu Chen turned his head and thought, "And I've just broken through from the late stage of peak marrow cleansing to the transcendent realm." He clenched his fist in the air and asked doubtfully, "The 9 secrets heavenly art that first master taught me. What kind of bizarre technique is it?" In an instant, his entire body tensed, his face contorted, and his hands clenched, a constantly glowing object of energy. This technique requires one to sever their own cultivation foundation after continuously breaking through to the transcendent realm, and it must be done 9 times in a row. Exhausted, he put a spirit pill in his mouth and whispered, "But this is already the 9th time." Lu Chen sat down and added, "Using the flawless pill to heal my wounds, 9 self-severings can be considered a successful cultivation. From now on, I won't need to sever my foundation anymore." 3 days later, Lu Chen opened the door and stepped outside. Outside, Mo Xingkong and Zuoqiu Chan bowed and congratulated him. "Congratulations, Your Highness, on breaking through to the transcendent realm." He humbly replied, "Old Zuo, you're congratulating me too early. I haven't broken through to the transcendent realm. I'm still at the peak of the marrow cleansing realm." Zuoqiu Chan looked at him confused and asked, "Your Highness broke through a few days ago. The spirit energy within a 10-mile radius was completely absorbed. How could such a major event not be a breakthrough?" Lu Chen walked and replied, "I did indeed succeed in breaking through then, but afterwards I severed my own cultivation foundation and fell from the transcendent realm. Now, I'm still at the peak of the marrow cleansing realm, but each time I sever it, My accumulated aptitude increases by a portion. He glanced at the two behind him and explained, "The goal is to infinitely approach a transcendent life form." In ancient times, a transcendent life form wasn't just a pure realm, but a kind of definition. There are 6 crucial points on the human body, the Taiyang, HS, Si Kuchi Huyin Shuihai Jiexi. With vast ki and blood, the body and life force constantly changing, this is the true definition of a transcendent being. Lu Chen stretched and said loudly, "Vast ki and blood, the body and life force constantly changing, this is the true definition of a transcendent life form." But a moment later, his eyes turned sharp and vicious as he continued. A transcendent life form is the definition of an evolved life. It's not limited to a realm. Besides, the second time I severed my foundation, I was already killing transcendent realm experts like killing dogs. The emperor looked at him in disbelief and asked again, "What 5 years? What have you been through?" He smiled and answered him, "Nothing much, I just joined a sect." He remembered his first master Su Yingxia once declaring formation flags, "I am the lord of a domain with countless saint formation masters under me. Refining a 5th grade formation, I can make over 1,000 a day as easily as playing. Just take these." He cheerfully clasped his hands and said, "As expected of my first master. She can casually take out so many 5th grade formation flags." His first master mocked him, "You're already satisfied with these little toys." His first master came over, grabbed his collar, and reminded him, "Remember, after you sever your transcendent foundation 9 times and become a transcendent life form, only then can you go to Yaoxi to get the body refining cultivation technique." He obediently replied, Yes, first master is right. I will definitely follow your teachings." But now he concealed the truth and replied, "It's an incredibly powerful sect. Even a random gatekeeping guard from there could defeat you, old man." The emperor's face was filled with rage, his eyes flashing with killing intent. At the royal city, a wave of energy swept over. The emperor assessed it seriously. This oppressive aura. Looking at the clear sky, a wave of energy descended upon the royal city like a mountain of ice pressing down on the sky. This was the will of a king. A king realm expert had arrived at the Lu Kingdom's capital. A person spoke, "My kingly will has already covered the entire city." The opponent must have felt it by now. Master Xiatian Elder Fang Deng of the Xuanlei sect continued, "Regardless of whether Lu Zhengheng is dead or not, from now on, this Lu Kingdom belongs to your father. After all, I have some connections in the Qi Imperial City." Beside him were Fang Changlin and his son Fang Peng. He said, "After your father's matter is resolved, you must let go of distracting thoughts and focus on your cultivation." Fang Peng clasped his hands in gratitude and said, "Thank you, Master, for your full support. Your disciple will remember your teachings." Fang Changlin praised him happily, good. "Son, in the future, you must follow Elder Xiatian and cultivate well to repay this debt of gratitude." Master Xiatian shouted, "Lu Zhengheng, get out here and meet me." Lu Chen looked at the group and replied, "What's with all the shouting? It's annoyingly loud." He continued with displeasure, "It's early in the morning, you're too annoying." Above, Master Xiatian angrily mocked, "Where did this brat come from, daring to interrupt me when I'm calling for King Lu to meet me?" Mo Xingkong replied, "His Majesty is extremely busy and doesn't have time to meet you." Master Xiatian angrily warned, "A mere primordial spirit realm, nobody. Who gave you the guts to speak to me like that?" A moment later, 2 beams of light shot from his eyes, and Master Xiatian shouted, "Courting death." Mo Xingkong couldn't dodge in time and was struck directly in the eyes by the light beams. In pain, Mo Xingkong realized, My soul has been pierced. A spiritual attack." Lu Chen drew a dagger and said mockingly, "A dignified king realm expert bullying a primordial spirit realm expert in front of the whole world." He coldly severed the man's spiritual power with a single slash of his dagger and continued, "The strong bullying the weak. You truly have no shame." Above, someone shouted in surprise, "The dagger in your hand is—" Master Xiatian was in disbelief. "Unexpectedly, it's a magical artifact that can break my spiritual power." Fang Deng said, "How can a nobody like you possess such a great treasure?" He ignored the man, looked behind him, and ordered, "Old Mo, don't be so cold. After all, they are esteemed guests who have come to the royal palace. Prepare some tea and invite our guests inside." Old Mo immediately accepted the order. As you command, Your Highness. I will go and prepare at once. Master Shatien, being ignored, cursed angrily in his mind. These two hateful brats dare to disregard my words. The old man looked at the two behind him and reminded them, You two wait here. I'm going to meet that brat for a moment. In his heart, Fang Changlin was pleased good. Let him test out this royal city's formation first. As he finished speaking, the old man leaped from his lotus platform, saying, Since you've come out to greet guests? He charged forward forcefully. How could I not come? Lu Chen looked at the old man and shouted, Humph. 7 absolute sword formation. In the next second, the 7 absolute sword formation appeared and charged towards Master Shatien. Looking at the swords rushing towards him, the old man frowned and assessed. It really is the 7 absolutes sword formation. How can a small kingdom possess such a powerful killing formation? Master Shatien calmly replied, The 7 absolutes. Sword formation is indeed formidable, but if this is what you're using to face me directly. The old man coldly flicked his finger and the 7 absolute sword formation shattered. He mocked, childish. The old man looked at him and warned, I will shatter your ridiculous fantasy for you to see. Lu Chen replied sternly, Indeed, a 5th grade 7 absolutes formation cannot trap you. I know this better than anyone. He laughed and announced, Although I can't trap you, I can drive you mad. A moment later he shouted, Here's more. What's so great about breaking 1 formation? He shouted, If you're so skilled, try breaking 10. As he finished, dozens of swords continuously charged at the old man. Lu Chen challenged sternly, Break 10, and there will be 100. Break 100, and I'll throw 1,000, 10,000 more at you. I'll fight you to the end. Shatien shouted in angry disbelief, How can this be a single 7 absolutes killing formation could sell for over 100 million spirit stones outside? How can a small kingdom like yours have so many precious formation flags? Lu Chen replied mockingly. Look at the poor guy getting all worked up. Isn't it just a few thousand 5th grade formation sets? He added with amusement, Perhaps this is the trouble of the rich. Having just this little bit of money is nothing. Shatien shouted in frustration, Let me see just how many formations you have to break. But 2 hours passed and Master Shatien was still continuously breaking formations. Exhausted and angry, he cursed, Damn it. The old man's face was fearful as he asked doubtfully, Phew. Just how many formation flags does this brat have? Could it be, does he really have over 10 million sets? Lu Chen calmly rested and teased the old man. Keep going. What, out of energy, or can't hold on any longer? If you can't hold on, just say one thing to me. Lu Chen is extremely handsome. You are the most handsome man under the heavens. He took off his sunglasses and said mockingly, Sincerely apologize to me and I will graciously spare you. From behind, Fang Deng shouted, Lu Chen, shut up. Do not insult my master. Are you courting death? Lu Chen laughed and said, Fang Deng is his disciple. His master is suffering in the formation, yet he's just standing outside watching him suffer. What's the point of having such a disciple? Fang Deng shouted angrily. You villain Lu Chen, don't try to use your divisive tricks. I deeply respect my master. Even if it means climbing a mountain of blades or descending into a sea of fire, I will not hesitate. Lu Chen looked at him and replied, Climbing a mountain of blades or descending into a sea of fire. Then on behalf of your master, kneel down and shout, Lord Lu Chen is the most handsome, and beg me. Then I might consider sparing your master. My request isn't much, just 100 times will do. Fang Deng's face turned ashen as he cursed, Lu Chen, you villain, you've gone too far. Lu Chen calmly replied, Your words don't match your heart, do they? You say you'd go through a mountain of blades and a sea of fire for your master, but you can't even fulfill this small request. If I were your master, I would definitely expel such an ungrateful disciple from the sect. Provoked, Fang Deng shouted, Shut up, say no more, I agree. Fang Deng rushed forward, knelt down, and shouted, 100 kowtows right. For my master, I agree to do it. Now I will kowtow to you. Then he lowered his head towards Lu Chen. Amused, Lu Chen ordered a maid go and tell the royal kitchen to prepare some delicacies and bring them here for me. He laughed sinisterly, eating and drinking my fill while watching the trader's son kowtow. Now that's refreshing. On the other side, Fang Deng kowtowed and shouted repeatedly, Lord Lu Chen is the most handsome Lord Lu Chen is the most handsome Lord Lu Chen is the most handsome Lu Chen, mockingly counted 22, 23, 24, 21. He shouted mockingly, Fang Dung, why is your voice so quiet? Haven't you eaten? Fang Dung kept his head down his face, contorted as he endured it, gritting his teeth. He spoke up louder for me, Be serious, Fang Dung, I can't hear you, haven't you eaten? Fang Dung gritted his teeth and cursed, This hateful bully has gone too far. Then a loud shout echoed. Lord Lu Chen is the most handsome. Outside, the citizens complained. What madman is shouting inside the royal palace? One person said it sounds like Fang Dung. He must have gotten his brain stuck in the door when he went out this morning. Inside, Fang Dung, with a swollen forehead, said resentfully, Is this enough? I've already kowtowed 100 times. He looked at Lu Chen and said, Lu Chen, release my master now. Lu Chen deviously waved his hand and replied, Your head isn't even bleeding. That proves you weren't serious. Do it again. Fang Dung was so angry, his face turned green. He shouted, Don't go back on your word. I've kowtowed 100 times. Release my master now. Lu Chen smiled and added, To ordinary people, I always keep my promises. His cunning eyes looked at him. But for a treacherous backstabber, especially the son of a traitor, there's no need to keep any promises. On the other side, Master Xia Tian angrily gritted his teeth and shouted, Enough! All of you shut up! He continued angrily, I don't believe your formation flags are endless. Today I will tear you into 1,000 pieces. Lu Chen looked at the old man and calmly replied, Then keep trying. I have too many of these garbage formations. They're just taking up space in my storage bag. Help me get rid of them. The emperor walked over and shouted, Enough! What kind of decorum is this being so wasteful? You spendthrift are such precious 5th-grade formation flags meant for you to use so recklessly. He glanced at his father and replied, It's just a 5th-grade formation. How much could it possibly be worth? Then, Lu Chen recalled, Back then my first master tossed these things to me like used toilet paper. This pile of junk is basically worthless. The emperor angrily ordered you spendthrift retract the formation at once. Lu Chen replied, Fine, I'll close it. Why so fierce? Immediately, the 7 absolutes formation was gradually retracted by Lu Chen, disappearing into thin air. The king approached and asked politely, Elder Xia Tian, you've come all this way. May I ask what brings you here? Xia Tian shouted, Lu Zhengheng. The old man thought angrily to himself, This hateful guy is clearly not dead. He deliberately didn't come out earlier, letting me get trapped in that formation, making a fool out of me. He continued, Today I am here to deliver the sacred edict of His Majesty the Qi Emperor. Xia Tian thought smugly, Lu Zhengheng, let's see how long you can be happy. Once I announce the Qi Emperor's sacred edict, you won't escape death. The Lu Kingdom is about to change its name. He then pulled the sacred edict from his sleeve. With the edict drawn, the old man shouted, Unseal the sacred edict. As he finished, a powerful light burst forth. The pillar of light shot straight into the sky, with waves of fiery energy radiating outwards. The Qi Emperor appeared within it. Everyone shouted, This is the aura of His Majesty, the Qi Emperor. It's the Qi Emperor's will embedded in the sacred edict. Lu Zhengheng knelt on one knee, clasped his hands, and said, Greetings, Qi Emperor. Xia Tian beside him knelt and shouted, Greetings, Qi Emperor. The Qi Emperor announced majestically, Lu Zhengheng, hear my decree. After careful consideration, I have decided to revoke your kingship and pass the throne to... The faces of the 3 men were extremely tense as they listened intently. Suddenly a voice cut in, Not bad. Very smooth. Quite suitable for toilet paper. Lu Chen held the sacred edict and praised it endlessly, especially this flowery fabric. I like it a lot. I'll hang it in the latrine now. The Qi Emperor spoke in anger. An ignorant brat who doesn't know the immensity of heaven and earth. The enraged Qi Emperor struck towards Lu Chen, shouting, Insulting. The sacred edict is a crime punishable by death. Lu Zhengheng shouted worriedly, Chenner, be careful, retreat quickly. Lu Chen's face was cold as he said, Oh. A moment later, he charged forward forcefully and sliced the Qi Emperor's projection in 2 with his sword. He said mockingly, Just an emperor. He glanced at the Qi Emperor and sneered, That's all you've got. The Qi Emperor was furious. His pupils contracted as he roared, How audacious you dare to destroy my spiritual projection. As the Qi Emperor's projection gradually faded, he shouted, I will kill you. He laughed arrogantly and challenged, If you have the guts, come and kill me then. At the Qi Emperor's palace, thunder and lightning filled the sky, heralding an impending storm. Inside the palace, the Qi Emperor roared in anger, who used my sacred edict as toilet paper. Killing intent billowed around him in a great pillar as the Qi Emperor continued. Such audacity. The Qi Emperor shouted, "Summon the martial king to see me." The citizens wondered aloud who angered the Qi Emperor. He's so furious something big is about to happen. Outside, a high-ranking monk knelt down. Seeing that aura, he said fearfully, "His Highness Lu Chen dares. A great change is coming." A citizen next to him replied, "Is there a need to be so scared, old monk? At worst, our Lu kingdom will just rebel against the Qi kingdom." The monk trembled and said, "When an emperor is pleased, it means good fortune and peace for the world. When an emperor is angry, it means misfortune with corpses everywhere. You don't understand the terror of an emperor realm expert." The high monk's eyes were empty and lifeless as he recalled in terror thousands of years ago in the great war between the Qi Emperor and the Yuan Emperor. Just the shockwaves alone shattered a piece of the country's land. At that time, the Yuan Emperor and the Qi Emperor fought fiercely. An explosion immediately followed, destroying the entire land. The high monk continued. Now the Qi Emperor is enraged and acting personally. In the time it takes for an incense stick to burn, he can sink the Lu kingdom. When the Lu kingdom falls, countless families will be ruined. We must leave this place. Back at the Lu kingdom's palace, Xiatian warned you, brat. Because of an idiot like you, the Lu kingdom is about to be destroyed. The old man charged at him, shouting, "Insulting the Qi Emperor is a crime punishable by death. Sinner Lu Chen, accept your death." Immediately, Lu Zhengheng rushed forward and sent Xiatian flying with one hand. The old man angrily said, "Lu Zhengheng, have you gone mad?" The old man sternly warned, "Protecting this lawless madman will cost you the entire Lu kingdom." Lu Zhengheng clenched his fists and angrily declared, "So what I'd like to see who dares to touch my son." Xiatian looked at him and retorted, "If you lose a son, you can have another. But if you lose your kingdom, you will have nothing left." He raised his hand and said, "Hand over Lu Chen, and I will take him back to the great Qi imperial palace for the Qi Emperor to deal with. If you do, perhaps the Qi Emperor will spare your life and the Lu kingdom can be preserved." Lu Zhengheng resolutely protected Lu Chen. He spat mockingly. What kind of father abandons his own son? A moment later, Lu Zhengheng shouted in frustration, "Spare me, my ass! Even if my body is broken and my kingdom falls, I will use my own blood to stain the emperor's robes. I won't be like a dog like you, licking the emperor's feet." Xiatian retorted with displeasure, "Stubborn, then you can be the last king of the Lu kingdom." From behind, Lu Chen whispered comfortingly, "Old man, it's okay. There will be no broken body or fallen kingdom." He placed a hand on his shoulder. "It's just one emperor. A voice cut in Lu Chen, "Don't speak so arrogantly." Fang Deng continued angrily, "You just got lucky and found some treasures in some ancient ruin, that's why you're rich. How dare you look down on an emperor? A single glance from an emperor would likely turn you to ash." Lu Chen replied mockingly, "Forget about an emperor's glance. You pig-headed fool, I can't even see your eyes anymore. How can you have the gall to shout here?" He retorted angrily. "Still talking tough when you're about to die. When the emperor arrives, you'll be nothing but a fleeing dog." He angrily stepped forward and asked Flea, "Why should I flee?" Lu Chen added sternly, "You want me to run from a mere emperor realm expert? If word of this got out, and my junior brothers found out, what face would I have left to live?" Fang Deng cursed, "Fool, still dreaming. For everyone's sake, you should just kill yourself." Lu Chen stroked his chin and said, "Kill myself. It's not impossible, but I refuse to use that method." He raised his hand towards him and challenged, "If I'm to die, I'll die like a warrior. Come, Fang Deng, let's not use external forces, just our cultivation for a fair fight. If you have the guts, come and kill me." With a combative expression, Lu Chen challenged him again. "Let me kill myself like a warrior." Behind him, Lu Zhengheng worriedly tried to stop him. "Nonsense. There's a whole major realm between you two. Even if you've killed transcendent experts before, Fang Deng is still the #1 genius of the Lu kingdom. He's not like other transcendent experts." He raised his hand to reassure him, "It's fine, just watch." Lu Chen walked towards him and said, "As for the #1 genius of the Lu kingdom," he declared with certainty, "after today, he won't be anymore." Fang Deng arrogantly said, "Fine, I'll grant you your wish. Just remember not to be too grateful to me." He pointed at him and sternly reminded, "Also, remember to use all your strength." Fang Deng continued, "That way you might even live a little longer." As soon as he finished speaking, Lu Chen charged forward and decapitated him with a bare-handed chop. Blood dripped from his hand. He glanced mockingly and said, "Is that all?" He expressed more disdain, "and you call yourself worthy of my full strength?" Witnessing this, Xia Tian roared in anger. What he was watching his own disciple get logged out of the server of life? Dengger no. Seeing this spectacular scene, Zheng Heng couldn't help but exclaim, "This kid is incredible. Why do I feel like he's the transcendent one, and Fang Deng was just at the marrow cleansing stage?" Lu Chen turned and walked away decisively without a single glance back. After a while, he spoke softly. "Fang Deng, from the moment you and your father had rebellious thoughts, you should have known this day would come. This is your end." Overcome with grief, Fang Changlin collapsed to his knees, crying, "My son, my son." The rage made him lose control and scream. Fang Changlin summoned a small sphere in his hand and rushed towards Lu Chen, screaming, "You vile beast, I'll kill you." As a father, Zheng Heng immediately stepped in to help his son. "I am here. Who do you think you can kill?" As he spoke, he thrust his palm towards his opponent. "You're just a primordial spirit. Don't overestimate yourself." Struck by this blow, Fang Changlin was immediately sent flying. The force of the blow was so immense that he coughed violently. Yet Fang Changlin still didn't know his place and cried out, "Ha! Elder, Xia Tian, quickly kill Lu Chen." Fang Changlin forced his mouth open to beg the master, "I beg you, avenge Dengger." But the response was a harsh word from Xia Tian's mouth. Silence. Those words left Fang Changlin stunned like a deer in headlights. Elder." But Xia Tian slowly explained, "Lu Zhengheng, a human emperor cannot be insulted. Just you wait for the Qi emperor's wrath." As soon as he finished, he tucked his tail and ran, earning everyone's contempt. "Old man, you've run out of places to run, yet you still talk big." Only now did Fang Changlin feel remorse, crying, "Get lost, you coward. You are not worthy of being my son's master." His feet once again brought him to his knees on the ground. Fang Changlin's pain reached its peak as the white-haired man had to send off the black-haired one. "Dengger, I didn't have enough luck. It was me who couldn't plan for this. It was me. I've implicated you." From his palm, a purple energy emerged. "Don't be afraid of being lonely." The author gave us a plot twist as he decided to end his own life. Your father is coming to join you right now. Before fading away, Fang Changlin managed to say a few last words. "Lu Chen, Lu Zhengheng, you two have angered the emperor. He will surely kill you, making you wish you were dead." Finally, he uttered a curse at the two of them. "I will wait for you in hell." By some force, neither of them was afraid. Zhengheng even said, "One cannot live with the karma one creates. Chenner, let's return to the palace." Lu Chen also mocked, "Hell, I'm afraid of the heat. You two, father and son, can enjoy it down there by yourselves." The scene then shifts to the Lu Kingdom's rebellion ending here. But the trouble Lu Chen caused was not over yet. Cheng Heng screamed, spitting saliva in Lu Chen's face, "Look what you've done. You wanted to use the Qi Emperor's sacred edict as toilet paper. Impressive, huh? You've got more guts than your old man. The power of the Qi Emperor is beyond your imagination." After all these years, he finally realized he had raised a troublemaker, hence his bitterness. "Tisk, you ungrateful brat. Now follow me and leave the Lu Kingdom. We'll find some mountain village. That's our only way to survive." But Lu Chen's face was nonchalant as he replied, "Old man, isn't he just an emperor? Is there a need to be so scared? You're in your prime, yet you have no ambition. Is the position of a mere king enough to satisfy you?" This left his father dumbfounded. What are you saying?" He quickly ran over, put his arm around his father's shoulder and said, "It's just the Qi Emperor. We'll rebel against him, then you'll be the Lu Emperor and I'll be the prince. Isn't that great?" Zheng Heng still couldn't quite believe his precious son, so he turned to scold him. "Easy for you to say. Are you trying to get your father killed? I'm just a mere king realm, and the emperor realm is a whole major realm above that. What does your father have to rebel with?" But luckily, the boy smiled brightly and said, "I have a way. Don't think too much about it. Just declare war and rebel against that dog." While they were chatting, someone suddenly appeared from somewhere and warned, reporting to His Highness that the palace guards had used the marrow cleansing pill. He respectfully knelt, kowtowing as he reported, "Now the Imperial Guards have broken through the marrow cleansing stage. The majority have advanced to the transcendent stage, and the best are preparing to break through to the primordial spirit stage." Lu Chen heard this, but still smiled brightly. Not bad. Although the elixirs are miraculous, it still requires the daily foundation you have all accumulated to achieve such a powerful breakthrough today. Hearing this, the guard happily replied, "You flatter me, Your Highness. If not for your generous help, I fear I would still be stuck and unable to break through." But Zheng Heng inside began to calculate marrow cleansing pills. One pill costs at least 2 million spirit stones on the market. If it's a good quality one at auction, it could even go up to 4 or 5 million. The Imperial Guards. There are 8,771 of them. In total, he spent 16 billion. While Lu Chen was feeling smug about his achievement, a hand landed on his shoulder. "It's nothing, just a small amount of money. Your improvement is what's important." Zheng Heng's voice rang out angrily. "A small amount? That's 16 billion, you brat. 18 generations of your family combined have never seen so much money, and you just throw it away like that. You ungrateful wretch, let your father chop off that hand of yours that doesn't know how to value money." This left the boy stunned. "Damn, old man, don't get excited." Immediately, he stuck his hand into his robe, pretending to rummage around. "I was so busy talking nonsense, I forgot to tell you how to deal with the Qi Emperor." Lu Chen pulled a small book from his robe. "Here it is, this is it." He held up 2 books, one in each hand, as if granting a boon. 2 Saint Level martial arts manuals. Learn these, and fighting above your level will be a piece of cake. A small problem like the Qi Emperor will be solved right. Those words left Zheng Heng dumbfounded. What Saint Level martial arts? He placed his calloused hands on the books and asked, "Kid, what did you say, Saint Level martial arts?" Annoyed at being disturbed, he snapped back, "Hey, old man, don't get excited. You'll break your bones with that much force." But Lu Chen's confidence shone through. "You brat, do you even understand what the saint level means? The saint level is not a domain we can even touch." His eyes showed clear determination. "Old man, can't you add some wings to your imagination? Come, I'll demonstrate for you." Around the same time, Zheng Heng was standing in an empty courtyard. "Humph, the Qi Emperor is furious. He'll definitely send other kings to kill me, maybe even 2 King Realm experts to deal with me. Even if your martial art is more profound, can it enable an injured person like me to deal with 2 King Realm experts? Learning your 7th technique would just be a waste of time." As he was pondering, the boy's face suddenly darkened. "Deal with 2 King Realm experts, learn this, and killing 2 King Realm experts will be more than enough." A blue light appeared on his hands. Saint Level martial art star-shattering finger activate. As he finished, he raised his hand towards the stars in the sky. Shooting stars immediately began to fall haphazardly everywhere. A hand that plucks the sun and moon, shatters the stars, and opens the heavens and earth with clasped hands. His father was frozen solid by this scene. This martial art? The strike hit the ground, creating a deep crater. Lu Chen confidently asked Old Man, "What do you think of this move?" Seeing his son's superhuman strength, Zheng Heng was stunned. "This? You haven't even reached the transcendent realm. How did you learn such a profound martial art? What sect did you join?" But the boy looked very nonchalant. "It's not that I'm amazing, it's that my 5 beautiful masters are amazing." After being cool for a whole 3 seconds, he ran over, put his arm around Zheng Heng's shoulder, and said, "Forget it. It's useless to tell you these things. Now I will teach you this martial art." Although he was the son, Lu Chen was now teaching his father how to cultivate. Star-shattering finger, a saint-level finger technique of extraordinary power. 1 finger point can shake the heavens and shatter the earth. A few lines of thought flashed through his mind. Although star-shattering finger is powerful, without a sufficient body technique, one cannot kill. Then Lu Chen stood there laughing to himself like a loner. A moment later, his eyes calmed. Zheng Heng, seeing that his son had matured, felt at ease. Though Lu Chen turned away, he still tried to glance back. In the end, he could only say goodbye to his father and leave. But instead of thinking about his father, Lu Chen thought about beautiful girls. The scene then shifts to the Qi Emperor's palace. A man is kneeling on the ground, wailing. This sinful subject failed to protect the sacred edict and allowed the King of Lu and his son to insult it. He slammed his forehead on the ground so hard that it cracked the courtyard. He even destroyed the human emperor's will, shaming the Qi emperor's reputation. This sinful subject begs for punishment. From above, a cold voice echoed, "What a Lu kingdom!" The Qi emperor's voice boomed down with contempt. "A human emperor cannot be insulted. Order the kings of the Xiang and Sha kingdoms. They have 7 days to destroy the Lu kingdom." He gave the old man a new task. "In 7 days, I want to see the Lu king and his son kneeling before my palace gates committing suicide to atone for their crimes." 3 days passed in a flash. Above the Lu kingdom, 2 beams of light were circling in the sky. Lu Chen looked up at the sky and couldn't help but exclaim, "Wow, they got here fast, just as you predicted, 2 king realm experts." Zheng Heng, sensing something was wrong, based on his battle experience, said, "Those 2 saint-level martial arts are not yet fully mastered. Using them for less than 2 minutes will exhaust my stamina. I don't know." But his precious son spoke very innocently. "What worried you can't deal with these 2 pieces of trash?" His eyes revealed a vicious look as he declared, "It's fine. 2 minutes is enough to kill 10 of them." Those 2 beams of light quickly flew to a large building amidst lively discussion. "Brother Shah, we've arrived at the Lu Kingdom's capital." Xiangze looked up at the sky and saw 3 stars. "These 3 young juniors managed to keep up with our speed. Not bad." Xiangbei, Xiangnan, and Sha Mu were rushing forward at an incredible speed. Xiangze sighed in admiration at the handsome young men. "Not bad. All are talented young men. The younger generation is truly formidable, especially Sha Mu of the Sha Kingdom, already at the early primordial spirit realm. Truly worthy of being the #1 young talent of the Sha Kingdom." Sha Mu finally landed in front of them, but Sha Chuan looked down on the newcomer. "Brother Xiang, you think too highly of this brat. The younger generation of the Xiang Kingdom is the truly formidable one." Xiangnan and Xiangbei became disciples of the Sword King Jian Qiuyi and learned his true teachings. In the future, the Xiang Kingdom will have 2 more Sword Kings. Xiangbei and Xiangnan also clasped their hands in greeting. Despite his handsome looks, Xiangnan's mouth was quite insolent. "Brother Sha Mu, this time let us brothers kill a few more to practice our swordsmanship." Sha Mu also scoffed, "Same old, same old." Below, Lu Chen was waiting dejectedly. "I say, these old geezers up there." He placed his hand on his sword, ready for a fight. "Are you going to let the hundreds of thousands of people in the city watch you talk nonsense? Aren't you ashamed?" Hearing this, Xiangze immediately scoffed, "A mere peak. Marrow-cleansing stage expert dares to be so insolent in front of me. Lu Zhengheng, it seems your kingdom has run out of people. Tell Lu Zhengheng to come out and talk to me. I hope he's not lying in bed detoxifying, is he?" At this moment, Zhengheng also flew over to rescue his beloved son. He also refused to back down. "Shangsha, look how happy you are." Zhengheng suddenly uttered a cryptic sentence. "Missed me that much? Then I'll come out so you can see me." Seeing his face, Xiangze was shocked. "What, this guy's face is so rosy? He's really detoxified. How is that possible?" But he had another plan. "But it doesn't matter. Lu Zhengheng, you will still have to die. Kill yourself. If you wait for us to act, your body won't be left intact." Hearing those words, Zhengheng was provoked. What do we cultivate for? For eternal life, for freedom. The emperor still deliberately provoked him. "A single word from the emperor, and you want me to kill myself. Then what's the point of cultivating? Are you all just dogs for others? As my son said, it's just 1 emperor realm. Why should I be afraid?" Sha Mu couldn't help but mock back, "Ridiculous. A mere king realm expert dares to confront an emperor. Realm expert. Do you know what the outcome will be? A nobody like you who doesn't respect anyone is also considered a cultivator. You cultivate what your father taught you, huh?" Zhengheng looked up. His eyes filled with killing intent. "A mere primordial spirit realm expert dares to bark like this in front of me, a king." His body seemed to magnify several times. "Do you know what the outcome will be?" Only then did Sha Mu feel fear and cry out, "You." Suddenly a hand from behind patted him, pulling Sha Mu back to reality. "Mu'er, wake up." Seeing his son harmed, Sha Chuan was furious. "Lu Zhengheng, you bastard, how dare you use a spiritual attack to bully a child," while Sha Mu dazedly called out, "Father." At that moment, Sha Chuan decided to fight Zhengheng. "Lu Zhengheng, we haven't even started fighting yet. Bullying a junior, what kind of hero are you? They then shot off with a message. Let's go. Let's find another place to fight. To the death. Leaving Lu Chen below completely bewildered. While he was distracted, Shamu descended to the ground and asked, Are you Lu Zhengheng's son? Hearing this, he didn't react at all, but instead retorted, What are you conducting a census? He thought he could win and gloated prematurely. Without your father's protection, you're just a piece of trash dye for me. But Lu Chen smiled brightly, like a flower. Hey, it's not that bad, is it? Just a moment ago, your father said not to bully juniors. What about you? Hamu still aimed his fist forward and shouted, It doesn't matter, I want you dead. Even at this point, Lu Chen was still joking. Oh my, you shameless rule breaker. I'm so scared, so scared. When Shamu's fist approached, it hit Lu Chen's shield. Struck by the counterattack, he suddenly realized what a sword formation. Lu Chen pointed, and a swarm of swords aimed straight ahead. 7 absolutes, sword formation seal. Struck by this blow, he was completely bewildered. With a face full of anger, Shamu uttered words of contempt. 7 absolutes, sword formation. How can a poor small country like yours have this formation? Let me go now, or my father will kill you when he returns. Lu Chen turned to look at his soldiers and sneered, Your father. Whether he can even come back is another question. You two go in there and play with young Master Mu. Now you will be a real-life wooden dummy for my subordinates to practice their martial arts on. Shamu was almost driven mad with anger. You beast, how dare you? The primordial spirit realm expert, Shangnan, couldn't take it anymore. Enough, release. Brother Mu now. How dare you jest? I will tear you into 1,000 pieces. The boy paid him no mind. You say let go, so I should let go. Then where would my face be? His entire body radiated a threatening power. Stubborn, then go and die. I am the disciple of the Sword King Jian Yikyu Xiangnan. I have learned the ultimate Sword King technique, the 1,000 Autumns Sword Art. Swords appeared hovering around him. 1,000 Autumns Sword Art. When cultivated to the highest realm, it can create 108 streams of sword energy. The primordial spirit realm expert, Xiangnan, spoke with great confidence. To die under the 24 streams of sword energy of my minor accomplishment, which I painstakingly cultivated for 10 years, is your honor. Hearing this, Lu Chen immediately sneered, cultivating for 10 years and only achieving a minor accomplishment of 24 streams, pathetic. He wasn't to be outdone, unleashing an even more powerful technique. Let me give you a taste of the 108 streams of sword energy I learned for fun in these 3.5 years. With a serious expression, he looked at his opponent. Let me show you what the true 1,000 Autumns sword art is. It was as if he couldn't believe his eyes. This is the 1,000 Autumns sword art. This was likely something he never expected. How do you know the 1,000 Autumns sword art? And you've even cultivated it to major accomplishment. Lu Chen had already made his move and said smugly, What, you don't believe it? Then let the true successor you taste my swordsmanship and see if it's real or fake. Struck by the sword, he screamed in pain. At this moment, the primordial spirit realm expert Xiangbei also charged forward. Anan, I'm here to help. He immediately shouted to stop him. No, Abei, we can't fight this person. Run quickly. Abei roared in utter resentment. Our master is the Sword King, the #1 king of the great sacrifice. How dare you treat us like this? When the time comes, our master will repay you 100,000-fold and avenge us. At this, the boy just looked at them and sneered. Lu Chen didn't spare the two a thought and declared, If those are your last words, then accept your death. The sword tips flew forward as he directed. 1,000 Autumns, sword art, killing/kill. Those sword tips pierced through the two of them. Blood flowed like a river, staining the entire area red. A general ran over and hurriedly apologized, reporting, Your Highness, this servant has failed you. That general was still extremely remorseful. Although this Shamu was trapped by Your Highness's formation, our Imperial Guards were still defeated by him. We couldn't do anything to him. Lu Chen, however, didn't show any anger and just smiled. It's fine. For better or worse, this guy is a king's son. Letting you fight him was just for you to gain experience. I never expected you to win. In the sword formation, Shamu was beating the boy's soldiers to a pulp. Just a bunch of rabble like you want to defeat me. Even if I'm trapped in this formation, I won't be easily bullied by a bunch of shrimps like you. He looked at them and shouted with determination, "Lu Chen, you just wait for me. When I break this formation, I'll make sure you're half dead and drag you back to the Sha kingdom, throw you to the martial arts arena, and make you a slave for life." Sha Mu pointed directly at the person in front of him and commanded, "What's so heroic about relying on a formation? Lu Chen, if you're so good, let me out for a one-on-one fight." Lu Chen still stood there and mocked his opponent. "What's wrong? Didn't you just say you'd break the formation and kill me? Why are you asking me to let you go now?" Sha Mu started to taunt him. "As expected, you're just a coward who hides behind a formation like a turtle in its shell." The boy immediately retorted mockingly, "Is that so? Young Master Mu, a man who doesn't keep his word, using the primordial spirit realm to bully a marrow-cleansing realm expert like me? Is that what you call skill?" Enraged, Sha Mu threatened, "You petty villain. Wait until Lu Zhengheng is killed by my father and the Xiang king. Let's see if you can still laugh then." Suddenly something landed in front of them. Sha Mu seemed very amused by it and laughed. A skeleton fell from the sky. Sha Mu laughed with satisfaction and amusement. "Your father is so weak he was killed by the two kings in less than a quarter of an hour." The boy sighed, feigning dejection. "Don't just go around claiming anyone as your father." The victim's face was revealed. "Look at that rough skin. Why do I think he looks more like your father than him?" At this, Sha Mu clearly recognized the person and screamed, "What fee, father?" This gave Lu Chen even more reason to tease him. "Good boy. Since you've called me that, then I'll let you go, okay?" He immediately ran to his father's corpse. This can't be. In anguish, Sha Mu's tears flowed freely. Father. The King Realm expert Xiangze was struck by a palm from Lu Zhengheng. Below, everyone was still intently watching the match. The king has been fighting the general for a long time now. The king has just recovered, although he managed to kill King Sha, but... He walked over and comforted the worried subordinates. "You guys don't worry anymore. Let me tell you something. Good people die young, while villains live for 1,000 years. My old man, with his way of life, how could he meet his ancestors so easily?" He shook his head at his own body that had just landed. "Speak of the devil, and he shall appear." "Look, aren't you done fighting yet, old man? Why so slow? I've already dealt with the 3 primordial spirit realm experts here." The subordinates trembled as they saw him grab his enemy's hair and drag him away. The subordinates were terrified by this scene. The king can even defeat the 2 kings. The king is mighty. Lu Chen grinned widely, waving his hand in greeting. "Old man still okay? What do you think? Isn't the saint-level martial art amazing?" Lu Zhengheng also humbly replied to his son, "It's decent enough, but before he died, General Zhe hit me with a palm strike. I probably need about half a month to recover." He turned to give orders to his subordinates. "That's right. You all spread the word that the Xiang brothers were killed by me using the Thousand Autumns sword art. I also want to see what kind of a god this Sword King Jian Chu Yi is." But the subordinate tried to dissuade him. "Your Highness, forgive me for being nosy, but Jian Q Yi is a peak King Realm expert. It might not be wise to provoke him right now." Lu Chen just sneered. "Who said I want to provoke him? Right now the royal palace's forces are weak. To deal with the Qi Emperor, we need to pull in a few more King Realm experts, and he's one of them." Although he found it a bit strange in his heart. "Your Highness just killed his disciples, and now you want him to join you in dealing with the Qi Emperor. What's the meaning of this?" But outwardly, he still had to obey. "This matter. Then I will go and do it right away." Lu Zhengheng was puzzled. "Son, with things as they are, can you really pull in Jian Q Yi?" The boy quickly answered him. "Of course. He's just a sword king." He looked into the distance and smiled smugly. "It's his honor to be my subordinate. Only then can I leave here with peace of mind." Helplessly, Lu Zhengheng pointed at his stubborn son. "Where are you going again? Are you planning to disappear for another 3.5 years? There are no wolves or tigers in the house, so why do you always want to go out?" Lu Chen didn't turn back, but just reassured him. "It's fine. I'll be back very soon this time. I'm going to meet someone. I heard she's the Holy Maiden of the Jade Pool Holy Land, the #1 beauty of the Huang Domain." She was a beautiful and graceful girl. Thinking of her, he couldn't help but praise, only 20 years old this year, graceful and charming, a beauty that could topple nations, a peerless beauty of the mortal world. Suddenly, Lu Chen had an idea. As it happens, I'm missing a handmaiden. Why not? He looked at his son, who was looking up and laughing, and scolded, "Look at you, you liar. Don't say such things outside. The Jade Pool Holy Land has eyes and ears everywhere. If they find out, they'll likely skin you alive and pull out your tendons." Lu Chen immediately retorted, "I'm just asking my junior sister to pour me a cup of tea. Is that illegal too?" He had arrived at the mystical Jade Pool Holy Land. Lu Chen sat in a private tavern in the Jade Pool Holy Land, looking out at the street. It's almost time for the Jade Pool Holy Land to recruit disciples. The city is so bustling and lively. Looking at the crowd below, he couldn't help but exclaim, "Looking around, there's not a single talented person. The disciples this year are too bad." Lu Chen was even more annoyed when he saw the two people in front of him. Someone even brought a handmaiden to the recruitment selection. "Are you here to learn or to enjoy yourself?" Lu Chen was almost driven mad and immediately ordered waiter bring a beautiful woman here to pour me some wine. The waiter, hearing his words, rushed over and whispered, "Esteemed guest, you have refined taste. Our establishment has a special lower grade for 18 spirit stones, a mid-grade for 108 spirit stones, and a high grade." He lost his patience and cut him off. "Forget it. I heard your Jade Pool Holy Land has a holy maiden." He smiled with a mischievous look. "I understand, esteemed guest. You want someone like the holy maiden to pour you wine. Well, that's a bit expensive. At least—" He immediately cut him off and placed the silver on the table. "No, what I mean is, call your holy maiden over here for me now." Lu Chen rested his chin on his hand as if challenging him. "Let her personally pour me wine." And so the fourth day passed, then a week. By now, Feng Xian was so bored he was dozing off. Suddenly, Amo came with another letter. "Master, another letter has arrived." Feng Xian took the letter dejectedly. Another letter. What trick is he playing this time? The contents of the letter made Feng Xian's face turn purple with rage. "My apologies, I knew you were secretly ambushing me, so I deliberately made you wait for a week. Continue placing the ransom at the same location. I'm warning you, don't play any tricks." Feng Xian was so provoked by Lu Chen that he almost went mad. Hateful brat, shameless scoundrel. I can't live under the same sky as this guy. While Feng Xian was fuming, Lu Chen was leisurely lying down eating fruit. Made Feng Xian wait for another week. He must be going crazy by now. He sat up and looked at Ching Cheng, thinking to himself, "I knew you'd come to watch me just by counting on my toes. I'm not a fool." Suddenly, two men walked up. The person in front moved aside. Someone reported that a person here is insulting the Holy Maiden. Who is it? They immediately pointed at him and accused, "The Holy Domain's guards are here." "Great sir, it was that bastard who insulted the Holy Maiden." He looked angrily in the boy's direction. "Brat, was it really you who insulted the Holy Maiden?" Lu Chen was slightly startled and replied, "No, I just asked the Holy Maiden to come here and pour me wine. I didn't insult her." Hearing this, he couldn't keep his composure any longer. "You beast, it really was you. How dare you insult the Holy Maiden in front of me?" A follower also angrily shouted, "Truly looking down on others. Don't waste your breath on him, just use your primordial spirit to make him a complete idiot, then send him to the mines as a slave." One person borrowing the power of a tiger attacked. Primordial spirit manifest. The other drew on the power of a green snake. Agile soul strike. Both beasts roared and charged at him, a primordial spirit attacking a transcendent realm expert like me. Lu Chen also slowly drew his sword. "You're doing this because you want to take my life, then." He immediately slashed at the two of them. The two screamed in pain. "Then I will sever your primordial spirits as punishment." That's not too much to ask, is it? A girl was sitting on the roof of the Holy Maiden's palace in the Holy Domain. Looking into the mirror with a surprised expression, this person... Her eyes suddenly filled with emotion. Could it be the one Master mentioned to me? In the mirror was the scene of Lu Chen surrounded by those people, the mysterious senior brother. The boy glanced in that direction and curled his lips. Lu Chen. Yao Shi gracefully approached and said he made a name for himself long ago. He's a famous figure in the Qing domain. After 5 years, he will come to me to cultivate a technique. You will be able to meet him then. Qing Chen clapped her hands with great anticipation. She gazed intently into the mirror. I'm so excited, the mysterious senior brother. I wonder how heroic he is compared to the famous rich men. And how romantic. The boy's face looked a bit improper. I said, Liu Qingcheng's beauty is not bad. Could I have been wrong? It was as if she had been struck by lightning and she was disappointed. More heroic than others, romantic and unrestrained, famous and rich. Is that all? What a lie. What is this? This stinking man. Is that all? I despise him. Lu Chen continued to say things that would drive others mad. My handmaidens are all national beauties. Having your holy maiden serve me wine is a compliment to her beauty. That group of people was already furious. Insulting the holy maiden like this, kill him. Someone come and kill him. Suddenly a male figure walked up. A frog in a well. You arrogant fool, let me Li, he finish you off. Li he was full of confidence as he raised his fist. Looking at your arrogant appearance, you're no different from a toad wanting to eat swan meat, disgusting others. My fist is already itching to the point of being unbearable. 4 years ago, at the Jade Pool Holy Domain, 2 women were talking. Although that senior brother of yours is a troublemaker, but Lu Chen was very focused, sitting and cultivating. He was more talented than others, having already cultivated 10 or more saint-level martial arts to perfection. He stood up and unleashed his full power, using his combat strength to defeat countless successors of the holy sects, at the same realm, his fame shaking all the nations and domains. Lu Chen was delighted to have captured a woman, even having once captured the holy maiden of the demonic sect, to be his maidservant. Lu Chen rubbed his chin, his expression very provocative. My hands are itching. He immediately punched that Li, and shouted, You inflammatory fool, go get treated. What are you waiting for? Go find a veterinarian. That group of people watched the other guy get sent flying and screamed, What one punch? Another person rushed in at that moment, very eager. That's it, man to man. Do you dare to have a sword fight with me? Lu Chen's face turned green as he punched him. The great mighty heavenly dragon repels the flamboyant. Another person also rushed up wanting to fight him. Very spirited, my flying heavens sect. Lu Chen didn't let him finish and kicked him. All right, you don't need to tell me your stupid name. Another person hadn't even finished his sentence. I understand everything you are. When he was punched in the nose by the boy. That T-face. Lu Chen looked at the crowd in front of him and laughed disdainfully. You keyboard warriors only know how to talk big. There's not a single one of you who can fight. He turned to look around and asked, But why hasn't the Holy Maiden arrived yet? I just broke through to the transcendent realm and came to the Jade Pool to see her. Suddenly a puff of smoke appeared. You really want to see me? The Holy Maiden with her long, straight hair was walking gracefully. This made the men there extremely excited. It's the Holy Maiden. It's the black one. I can't take it anymore. Upon arriving, the Holy Maiden, with a beautiful and sharp face, raised her hand to wave at Lu Chen. Hello, I am Liu Qingcheng. You wanted to see me. Lu Chen with a face full of excitement. So you are Liu Qingcheng. Suddenly he reached out his hand to Liu Qingcheng's face, not forgetting to praise her. Unexpectedly, you're also very beautiful. It wasn't a wasted trip. She blushed when Lu Chen's hand touched her cheek. Senior brother, you... After withdrawing his hand, Lu Chen couldn't help but sigh, very soft. It seems she recognizes me. In contrast to the atmosphere between those two on this side, the surrounding men were filled with rage. Their anger flared and their eyes turned red with fury. It seemed they wanted to rush forward and punch the male lead. Don't stop me. I have to kill him. Damn it. How dare he touch the goddess? This lecherous scum. Let me chop off his hands. Meanwhile, Lu Chen paid no attention to the crowd, his expression unchanging. These dogs are too noisy. Let's find another place to talk. His Highness extended his hand towards the Holy Maiden, the atmosphere turning romantic. First time meeting, I invite you to a meal. I wonder if you would be willing. Liu Qingcheng was shy, glancing and thinking, this? Hearing this, the surrounding crowd was furious. You beast! How dare you disrespect the Holy Maiden, and you want to invite her to a meal? Eat a brick, you fool. Accept. It's a miracle the Holy Maiden hasn't slapped you a few times already. The group behind continued to point at the male lead. A toad wanting to eat swan meat, aiming so high. How could the Holy Maiden possibly agree? The men with faces full of contempt said, You arrogant fool, just wait to die. Before he could finish, the Holy Maiden cheerfully agreed, Okay. Hearing this was like being struck by lightning for the crowd. They seemed to turn to stone, shattered with surprise. Ignoring the others, Lu Chen crossed his arms and replied excitedly, "It's my first time here. I don't know what's good to eat in the holy city. You lead the way." The two of them turned and walked away together, ignoring the hands reaching out from behind. "Sure. There's a great restaurant in the North City. Okay, let's go." The people left behind were in anguish. Some clutched their heads and collapsed. "It's over. The Holy Maiden has fallen." Some cried, "So the Holy Maiden likes being forced. Huh? Am I not handsome enough?" At this moment, at a tavern in the North District of the Holy City, the guest with a surprised and angry expression said, "You audacious waiter, tell me the truth. Did you mix fake wine in here? Why is the osmanthus sweet milk wine so sour today?" The waiter standing beside him holding the guest's arm replied, "Esteemed guest, this wine is still very sweet. It's just that you're feeling bitter." The two of them were looking at the prince and the Holy Maiden. The scene was indeed unbelievable, but I understand. After all, the Holy Maiden of the Jade Pool serving wine to someone else. I've never seen that before. Shocking. The Jade Pool has degenerated into a pool of debauchery. The Holy Maiden has become a barmaid. Outside, a group of menacing men. Everyone hurry. They're eating inside. They took tables and chairs from a blue void. Quick, quick, get in. If there are no tables, take them from your storage. And so inside the tavern, the space became incredibly lively, ruining the romantic atmosphere of the loving couple. Lu Chen's face darkened as he asked, "This crowd, are they all your suitors in the holy domain?" Lu Qingcheng laughed and replied, "Senior brother is joking. We don't keep watchdogs in the holy domain. I have nothing to do with these people." With that, Lu Chen brought out a magical artifact. "So that's how it is. Then it's even more impossible to sit with them." Then he compressed it and spread it around their table, forming a formation. White feather bewildering pine formation activate. The people around were surprised and turned to look at the thick white smoke. What, he's setting up a formation again? The followers were just as surprised. It seems to be a defensive illusion formation capable of blocking both sight and sound from the outside. The crowd couldn't help but jump in and attack the white mass. What is he doing to the Holy Maiden in there? Attack with full force, break the formation, and save the goddess. Inside the formation, Lu Chen's face was dark, his hands clenched into fists. "All right, it's quiet now. Senior brother is so generous using a 6th grade formation for such a small matter." After the Holy Maiden's praise, Lu Chen's expression became smug. He waved his hand. "It's nothing. I don't know if Master ever told you, but I have a kind heart and like to help others. These things were all given to me by people I helped as a token of their gratitude. What's so painful about using them?" Liu Qingcheng was bewildered, thinking to herself, "Is there someone so narcissistic?" With that, Lu Chen took out a small bag. Something flew out from its opening. "Speaking of which, I brought a gift for you this time. An item with a root that also served as a stem with leaves growing on top like mushrooms. 1,000-year-old soul-nourishing mushroom. A damaged soul will immediately recover after using it. Even if you're not injured, it can still strengthen your soul." Along with it was a red feathered sword. And there's the Phoenix Prince's blood essence sword. It can be considered a holy artifact. Lu Qingcheng was surprised, holding the pile of gifts from Lu Chen. "Are all these for me?" The Holy Maiden was a bit awkward. "Senior brother, this isn't very appropriate." Lu Chen excitedly gave a thumbs up and replied, "What's not appropriate? A senior brother doting on his junior sister, isn't that normal? All right, thank you, senior brother." The Holy Maiden also became cheerful. She picked up a dish. Then junior sister invites senior brother to eat roasted black unicorn, the most famous dish of this establishment. Outside the formation, the crowd still hadn't given up. They attacked with all their might, but to no avail. What should we do? What kind of formation is this? It's as hard as a turtle shell. Even the Holy Land might not have a formation of this level. Suddenly the formation began to dissipate. "Look quickly, the formation is breaking." The crowd looked at the two of them, surprised. "Oh, Holy Maiden." The two ran out of the formation. The Holy Maiden's face was red and she was fanning her hand. "Why is it so spicy?" The crowd outside started screaming in shock. "My goddess, what happened to her? The pure Holy Maiden in my heart is gone. I want to take the blame for him. I wonder if we are worthy of raising his son." The Holy Maiden blushed, sweat trickling down, incredibly alluring. So spicy. The men started screaming, My goddess, she's been defiled, my first love. Meanwhile, someone in red was standing behind. He had no hair and 2 lines were drawn on his scalp. Then he appeared in front of Lu Chen, hovering in the air. You are Lu Chen. Follow me. The Holy Master has been waiting for you for a long time. This oppressive feeling was from an emperor. The crowd behind was noisy, gloating. Serves you right for being so arrogant. How could the Jade Pool Holy Land let you act so wantonly? You've been caught by a high-level emperor and forced to kneel. The Holy Maiden was also silent, just thinking caught, but it was Master who asked Senior Brother to come. An enormous bird with blue wings and a golden body soared through the sky. On the bird's back were the Emperor and Lu Chen. The Emperor introduced himself. I am Hu Hai, an inner sect elder. The 2 of them chatted together. The Holy Master asked me to bring you to the Jade Pool Holy Land and also to familiarize you with this place. Lu Chen also seriously asked, tell me about the situation in the Holy Land. For example, how many emperors and saints are there? Our Jade Pool Holy Land has more than 5 saint-level experts and more than 10 demi-saints. There are 108 emperors, over 1,000 King Realm experts, and countless disciples at the King Realm and below. Lu Chen stroked his chin and praised, not bad. Not too far behind the first-rate sects of other domains. There's no other way. Among the 10 domains, the desolate domain is the weakest. After all, the spiritual energy is too thin. The deep mountains and valleys are perpetually dangerous, poor, and unsuitable for cultivation. Before the Emperor could finish, Lu Chen seemed to see something. With a surprised expression, he said, Elder Hu Hai, if I'm not mistaken. The male lead pointed towards a glowing golden lake. In that lake over there's a glowing scale. A giant golden fish, with a horn on its head, was leaping out of the water. It's a dragon scale fish. It must be the precious dragon scale fish, one of the 8 treasures. Hu Hai's face was impassive as he replied, correct. It is indeed one of the 8 treasures. Over there's also the burning rabbit raised by the Holy Master. Lu Chen was extremely excited. His mouth watered with craving. I didn't expect to find such a delicacy here. After I report back to Master, I'll come back immediately. Little rabbit, wait for me. Lu Chen was brought to a place full of trees and grass. The 2 of them parted ways here. All right, my task is complete. The rest is up to you. Lu Chen walked up the stairs alone. When he saw the familiar figure, he beamed. I'm here. He respectfully clasped his hands. Disciple Lu Chen pays respects to Second Master. Second Master Yao Shi. She wore a white outfit with a hot body and a stern face. Su Yingxia said you set out 3 months ago. Why did you arrive at the holy domain so late? Yao Shi glanced at Lu Chen, her tone serious. Or should I say, you feel that my place is not as good as Su Yingxia's, so you deliberately delayed. After hearing his second master's words, Lu Chen immediately clarified. Of course not, I went back to the Great Qi to visit my father. With that, Lu Chen took out a flower. That's right, Master. This is a 1,000-year-old ice lotus. I specially bought it to show my respect to you. I hope my second master will remain forever youthful. Yao Xi also reached out to accept the gift. I suppose you brat have some heart. Her expression also brightened. Before you cause trouble in the holy city. How do you feel the youths of the desolate domain compare to those of your first master's Qing domain? Lu Chen still respectfully clasped his hands and replied, weak. Very weak. They can't compare to the people of the Qing domain. The second master also replied with satisfaction, is that so? Then you can't let your guard down because of that. During this time, stay with me and cultivate the introductory thunder body refining art. Lu Chen looked a bit bewildered, stroking his chin in thought. Is this the thunder body refining technique? It sounds very dangerous. Worried, Lu Chen couldn't help but wave his hand in refusal. Master, I don't think I need it. He suddenly remembered, I think I dropped something at the tavern at the foot of the mountain. I have to go now. As he was turning to run, his second master had already slapped a talisman on Lu Chen's head. Freeze. The second master also slowly approached. This isn't like you. In the Qing domain, didn't you suppress the successors of the Holy Lands and capture the demonic sect's holy maiden to be your maid? You weren't afraid of such earth-shattering events. She tilted her head close to Lu Chen and said, Why are you so scared now that I'm asking you to cultivate a body-refining art? Look at how cowardly you are. The second master whispered in his ear, All right, my good disciple. How many thunder formation flags are you carrying? Let me see your storage bag. Let's start the tempering. Terrified, Lu Chen screamed throughout the mountains, Master, don't! The second master, with an excited expression, searched. Hand over your storage bag obediently. Let your master see. Yao Shi held the bag and sighed. You have thunder-taming formation flags from 4th to 7th grade. Very good. It shows that before you came, Su Yingxia prepared very thoroughly for you. At this, Lu Chen was extremely panicked. The formation flags my first master gave me weren't for fighting enemies, but for torturing me. Controlled by the talisman, Lu Chen could only stand and lament to the heavens, you old seniors 7 or 8,000 years old, tricking an inexperienced youth like me. Truly, the human heart is sinister. The second master glanced at Lu Chen and said, No wonder Su Yingxia said everyone in the Qing domain wants to beat you up. Looking at this pile of holy beast bones and refining tokens, you must have offended quite a few people, huh? But it's fine. In my desolate domain you can continue to be lawless. Even if you kill all those holy sons and their holy lands or capture a holy maiden to be your consort, it's no problem. The second master's face was calm. Whatever you like, tell your master. If anything happens, your master will take care of it. Lu Chen became excited. Master is too good to me, then I don't want to cultivate this technique. Yao Shi smiled and made a cross with her fingers, refusing, No can do. I refuse. Lu Chen was bewildered. Flipping your stance like flipping a pancake. Master, you're so unreasonable. From behind Yao Shi, a blue space with a crack appeared. She glanced and called out Chen Yu, come out. From that space, a girl in armor with her left eye covered stepped out and replied, May I ask what the Holy Master commands? The girl clasped her hands respectfully. Your subordinate Chen Yu is ready to carry out your orders at any time. Yao Shi pointed at Lu Chen and said, This brat. Arrange the thunder body tempering for him. Start in 3 days. Lu Chen's face became helpless, tears welling up in his eyes, but Yao Shi continued to instruct. First start with the 4th grade thunder taming formation. Strike every part of his body with lightning, leaving no spot untouched. Chen Yu bowed and obeyed as you command, Holy Master. Yao Shi leaned in to face Lu Chen. My good disciple, I have to go out for a while. You cultivate well, okay, if not when I come back I'll spank you. Terrified? Lu Chen replied, Yes, ma'am, as you command. Then Yao Shi disappeared. Chen Yu had to reassure Lu Chen before he could calm down. All right, the Holy Master has left. She also didn't forget to remove the talisman from Lu Chen's head. Once that was done, Chen Yu said, Young Master Chen, we should go too. Lu Chen quickly smiled and greeted Chen Yu to gain her favor. You must be Senior Chen Yu, my master's housekeeper. I've never seen a sister as beautiful as you. Truly a rare beauty of 1,000 years. Your beauty makes flowers jealous and willows envious. Faced with Lu Chen's flattering compliments, Chen Yu just coldly replied, Young Master Lu, if you have something to say, just say it directly. Exposed. Lu Chen awkwardly scratched his chin and laughed nervously. Sister Yu, let's discuss this. I don't want to cultivate the thunder body refining art. Can you just pretend you didn't see me, okay? Chen Yu coldly replied, Is that all? Are you finished? Lu Chen was a bit surprised by the question. Yes, I'm finished. But Chen Yu didn't care. She resolutely pulled Lu Chen along. Then let's go. It's time to cultivate. This made Chen Yu freeze and exclaim, So frustrating. After a moment of processing, Chen Yu finally understood. He thought to himself, So there's no room for negotiation, then I have to save myself. Thinking this, Lu Chen immediately took out a set of armor to entice Chen Yu. Cloud Silk Protective Garment, a top-tier defensive magical artifact woven from celestial silkworm silk. It can withstand attacks from the Saint Realm. Lu Chen immediately thrust the garment into Chen Yu's hands and said with a smile, I'm giving this to Sister Yu as a meeting gift. It's just a small token from your little brother. Receiving the magical garment, Chen Yu smiled and replied, The clothes are very beautiful. Thank you, young Master Chen. I like it a lot. Lu Chen looked at her expression and replied, It's just a small token of my sincerity. Sister So, about our matter, he was secretly overjoyed. First Master was right after all. There's nothing in the world that money can't solve. But things were beyond Lu Chen's imagination. Chen Yu, after receiving the gift, was even more enthusiastic. Then let's go. It's time to cultivate. This made our Lu Chen exclaim in disbelief. No way, Chen Yu, didn't you accept my gift? Why are you still dragging me to cultivate? Hearing this, Chen Yu exclaimed, "Isn't this a meeting gift from young Master Lu? What does it have to do with supervising your cultivation? Of course, I can't accept payment without doing the work. I will supervise you even more strictly to help you become talented sooner." With that, she dragged Lu Chen off to cultivate, leaving Lu Chen standing there cursing inwardly. "This woman, I gave you a gift so you would do this. You're really a bunch of cannibals who don't even spit out the bones." A while later, Lu Chen was led to a cave surrounded by a thunder formation. Chen Yu said, "The Holy Master has spoken. You have 3 days to comprehend the incantation of the thunder body refining art. After 3 days, I will officially activate the formation and use the thunder within it to temper your physical body." Suddenly, Chen Yu remembered something and reminded Lu Chen, "That's right. You still have over 400 formation flags with you, so don't even think about breaking the formation and escaping. Cultivate well." Lu Chen looked at the formation before him, dejectedly poking at it. "I just hope the power of this formation isn't too great." But as soon as he finished speaking, a bolt of lightning struck, turning Lu Chen into an X-ray film. In misery, Lu Chen wailed, "Master, let me out. Let this hellish life end quickly." Soon 3 days of official cultivation passed. Just like the first day, Lu Chen's screams still echoed everywhere. "Sister Yu, spare me, I'm about to die." However, this time, there was some progress. Lu Chen was no longer being X-rayed by lightning. Lu Chen's hair stood on end like a porcupine's quills as he struggled to say, "Quick, stop. I really can't stand anymore." After 3 days, Yaoxi also came to check on the situation. Chen Yu immediately reported Holy Master Young Master Lu's cultivation today went very smoothly. Yaoxi looked at Lu Chen's miserable state, suppressed a laugh, and said, "Not bad. This hairstyle of yours is very unique, my disciple." Angrily, Lu Chen raised his loving finger at her and retorted, "Master, don't tease me through the mirror anymore. You should come and experience being struck by lightning yourself." But before he could finish, a bolt of lightning struck, instantly X-raying Lu Chen. Seeing this, Yaoxi laughed even harder. "Not bad, very spirited Chen Yu, continue the training." And with that, she left. The Chen Yu bowed and replied, "As you command." Chen Yu looked at the dejected Lu Chen beside her and encouraged him, "Cheer up. The first time with Thunderbody tempering 1 hour is enough." Hearing this, Lu Chen's spirits lifted. He jumped up and asked, "So has it been an hour? Can I rest now?" Chen Yu smiled gently and replied, "You've only cultivated for 22 minutes and 30 seconds. It's still early, not even half the time has passed." Those words were more damaging than the thunder. Lu Chen directly spat out blood and screamed in anguish. "There's still half the suffering left to endure. Next time, tell me when it's been an hour." A week passed quickly. Lu Chen still had to face the thunder. He immediately ran away. "Don't hit me anymore." A week later, Lu Chen had mastered the art of dodging lightning. He said excitedly, "As long as I run fast enough, the lightning won't catch me." Seeing this, Chen Yu was also a bit surprised. Not bad. It seems young Master Chen has completely adapted to the 4th grade formation. After a month, the thunder could no longer harm Lu Chen. He easily deflected a bolt and laughed. "Of course, after a month of hard work, just a little lightning. You dare to injure me." Yaoxi watched this scene through her mirror, extremely satisfied. "Very good, my disciple. I thought it would take you at least 3 months to resist a 4th grade thunder formation." Praised Lu Chen's nose was about to grow as long as his arm. He replied smugly, "Of course, the talent of Lu Chen, the overlord of the Qing domain, who would dare to argue." But Yaoxi's cold words shattered Lu Chen's smugness. "Not bad. Then starting today, switch to the 5th grade thunder taming formation." Weeping, Lu Chen rushed to the mirror and shouted, "Master, I'm your biological disciple. Why do you always want to take my crippled life?" But Yaoxi just smiled graciously and gave the order Chen Yu begin. Chen Yu's eyes sharpened as she looked at Lu Chen and said, "As you command, Holy Master." Lu Chen was so scared he broke out in a cold sweat. He turned back, his voice trembling as he pleaded, "Sister Yu, we have such a good relationship, can you—" Before he could finish, Chen Yu immediately launched a bolt of lightning at Lu Chen, causing him so much pain that he spat out blood. Even his skeleton was struck by lightning. Lu Chen's entire body was covered in bulging veins from the thunder. The lightning also cut across his body, leaving long gashes. Lu Chen shouted, "Master, I really can't take it anymore this time." Seeing this scene, Chen Yu was also a bit worried. She asked City Lord, "Is this really okay?" But Yaoxi replied with great confidence, "Don't worry about him. This brat won't die. He has a lot of good things on him." Seeing that the situation was not good, Lu Chen had to make a decision. His life was the most important thing. He took out a small bottle. "I have to use the good stuff to save my life." Lu Chen quickly tilted the bottle and drank it straight. On the other side, Yaoxi, seeing this, exclaimed, "Not bad. True dragon fluid. This is a divine medicine from a Saint Realm expert. Even if only one breath remains, it can save a life. Only this brat would take out a whole bottle and drink it like water." Chen Yu exclaimed in surprise, "There's such a treasure, it seems I was worrying too much. This person doesn't deserve pity." Immediately, Chen Yu increased the intensity of the thunder, striking Lu Chen forcefully. Seeing this, Yaoxi laughed. "Chen Yu, it's good that you understand. No need to show mercy. Just use lightning to strike this stinking brat dead." Hearing those words, Lu Chen's tears streamed down. He screamed in anguish, "Master, it's still very difficult for me to endure such torture right now. Please retract your divine power." But Yaoxi just laughed and replied, "It's fine. I heard you're still hiding several 100 pounds of true dragon fluid. Use it all up here. This thunder will strike continuously for 7 days. Your true dragon fluid should be able to withstand it for 7 days. Isn't it great to spend money to increase your cultivation?" Her words left Lu Chen in disbelief. He could only stare at his master, helpless. Yaoxi gave the order. "All right, Chen Yu, don't listen to him. Continue the cultivation." Chen Yu nodded as you command, Holy Master. Then the lightning bolt struck down with increasing force, making Lu Chen scream in misery. "My true dragon fluid is a treasure I've cherished for 3 years. Master, when will these miserable days ever end?" A week passed quickly. Outside, the flowers were in full bloom, incredibly beautiful. Inside the cave, Lu Chen was also lying among the circles. He wrapped himself in a towel and said miserably, Lu Chen aged 18 years and 5 months at his prime. Chen Yu was also speechless with him. "Stop talking nonsense. Young Master Lu, you have completed your cultivation and can go down the mountain. Or do you want to stay here and do it one more time?" Hearing this, Lu Chen immediately jumped up. Freed, he joyfully dashed outside. "Sister Yu is joking. I'm going down the mountain right now." Yao Shai watched Lu Chen's retreating figure and said, "Good. Su Yingxia was right. Teaching a disciple is truly fun. It's just a pity his realm is too low right now. Otherwise, I could have struck him with lightning a few more times." Hearing this, Chen Yu spoke up for Lu Chen City Lord. Although Lu Chen's physical constitution is extremely outstanding, he can't withstand many more lightning strikes. Yaoxi laughed and replied, "It's fine. Lu Chen is the disciple of us 5. Even if he were really struck into ashes by lightning, we could still piece him back together." At that moment, on the other side, Lu Chen sneezed. He couldn't help but feel suspicious. "I feel like someone is secretly plotting against me. Whatever. I should still leave this place quickly." On his cheerful way down the mountain, suddenly someone beside him laughed and pointed at him. "Senior brother, look at those two. That guy with the shocked hair is so ugly." Insulted Lu Chen angrily shouted back, "What did you say, you stinking woman? Bark for me again." Hearing this, the 2 senior brothers immediately stepped forward to suppress Lu Chen. The one with two-toned hair spoke up, "Are you a newly initiated junior brother? How dare you speak to your senior sister like that? As senior brothers, we cannot accept this." The one next to him also chimed in, "That's right. Junior brother, don't be so impetuous. Offending us will not benefit you." That senior sister, emboldened, mocked Lu Chen. "Ugly junior brother. So what if I say you're ugly? Look at your chicken coop hair. You run around shamelessly. Are you so poor you don't even have clothes to wear? Do you need me to lend you a set of clothes to go begging in?" Those words infuriated Lu Chen. He gritted his teeth and said, "You stinking woman. It's one thing to call me ugly, but you dare to call me poor too." With that, Lu Chen produced a vial and arrogantly replied, "Interesting. Such arrogant words. I haven't heard them in 5 years." He looked at the vial in his hand. The 3 of them cried out in shock, I've seen this before. Previously, a disciple of an emperor begged for a vial and he wouldn't even let us look at it. That was none other than the legendary 7th grade primordial spirit pill." Lu Chen proudly held out the vial and said, "Now look at this 7th grade primordial spirit pill of mine." Then he spoke in a human voice again. The three of them heard this and were stunned. It's really a primordial spirit pill, and it's 7th grade impossible. Only a 7th grade alchemist can refine such a pill. How can he? Lu Chen laughed and said, "Don't believe it's a real pill. Come here and take a closer look." Hearing this, the three of them crowded around. "What, let me see." The girl who had just mocked Lu Chen held the vial, her surprise unconcealed. This color, this scent, and this vial. It's a high-quality Vietnamese primordial spirit pill. She couldn't help but admire Lu Chen, as if he were a high-ranking party official standing above all. Meanwhile, Lu Chen laughed smugly. "That's how it should be. This rich man has as many of these pills as cow hair. This senior sister, if you praise me as handsome now, I'll give you this vial of pills. What do you say?" Hearing this, her eyes lit up. "What you? If that's the case, oh my goodness, where did such a handsome man come from? This is the kind of man that makes sisters' ovaries explode." Praised Lu Chen's nose swelled with pride. He laughed. "Is that all not enough? I haven't heard enough of the long, drawn-out oohs." Immediately that girl hugged Lu Chen's arm and flattered him profusely. "You are like the sparkling sunlight on a field of yellow flowers. You are the most handsome, right? It makes my heart flutter. This beauty could even make a man's testicles drop. How can this beauty be described with such a vulgar word as handsome? Darling, meow, 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 I am your kitten." Only then was Lu Chen satisfied. He quickly tossed the vial of pills to her and praised, "Not bad. Your tongue is quite skilled, sister. I am very satisfied. This is your reward." She chirped happily. "Thank you, most handsome junior brother on earth." Just then another senior sister appeared out of nowhere. "Hey there, handsome junior brother." Another senior sister also hurriedly flattered him. "I find junior brother's appearance truly outstanding and extraordinary. It makes me feel so flustered. Do you want to ride a cyclo with me?" The praises for Lu Chen kept pouring out. "Junior brother is extraordinarily heroic, a dragon and phoenix among men, the most handsome man in the Huang domain." Lu Chen, extremely generous, tossed out several vials of 7th grade pills. "Very good. The tongues of the senior sisters of the desolate holy domain are truly not to be underestimated. These are all rewards for you. Continue praising me. Junior brother is so handsome, I saw you and my ovaries just dropped. May I ask if you have a partner, junior brother? I want to dual cultivate with you." The men, seeing this, couldn't help but feel jealous. Crazy. These senior and junior sisters are all crazy. The person next to him also spoke up. "Damn it, rich people can do whatever they want. Why am I not rich?" Just then a voice rang out. "Enough! You bunch of trash are corrupting our fine customs." The one who arrived was the core disciple of the primordial spirit realm, Kui Hua. She looked at the disciples swarming Lu Chen with utter contempt. "Just for a few garbage pills, you've lost all sense of shame. Each and every one of you is like a child. What kind of decorum is this?" Seeing her, Lu Chen exclaimed, "This senior sister has a lot of backbone, but a primordial spirit realm expert can indeed look down on my primordial spirit pills." With that, he took out another vial of pills full of imposing aura and said, "But, do you dare to repeat what you just said to this perfect grade king-breaking pill of mine? Let me explain. The king-breaking pill can help a primordial spirit realm expert directly step into the king realm, a single step to heaven." Looking at the vial of pills, the senior sister who was hugging Lu Chen couldn't help but widen her eyes in surprise. Lu Chen held the vial of pills in front of Kui Hua and provoked her. "This senior sister say a few nice things to me. It's not that I can't consider giving you one." Kui Hua hesitated. You... Just then a sweet voice rang out. "This fat senior sister is really being too much." The speaker was Tang Jing. She praised Lu Chen. "I think this junior brother is already very handsome. His hairstyle is also very nice." She then moved closer and touched Lu Chen's chin. "A junior brother as handsome as you. It seems the other junior sister's obsession with you is not without reason." With that, she leaned close to Lu Chen's ear and whispered, "Junior brother, you're not using the king-breaking pill for now. Why not give it to me?" Hearing this, Lu Chen sneered. "So you were aiming for this senior sister?" He smiled smugly. "Fine. As long as you agree to a small request of mine." Lu Chen's voice, neither fast nor slow, rang out. Just give me a kiss, senior sister, and this pill is yours. Hearing this, Tang Jing was a bit frightened. She quickly stepped back. What a kiss. Lu Chen nodded. That's right. I'm tired of hearing flattery. Let's get straight to the point. Those words made the men in the sect furious. They all started cursing Lu Chen. This brat, just because he has a little bit of garbage money, is so shameless. Senior sister Tang Jing, don't mind this brat. Tang Jing also didn't expect things to turn out like this. She laughed nervously and said, Junior brother, can we change the condition? Lu Chen blew her a kiss with a lewd expression and said, Change the condition, then I'll kiss you. That's fine too. But I'm a bit shy and rarely take the initiative. If you agree, I'll open my heart. Those words made Tang Jing break out in a sweat. Seeing this, Lu Chen turned and said, Don't you agree, senior sister? If you dislike it, that's fine. I'm sure there will be many others who agree. I'll just go find them. But as Lu Chen was about to leave, Tang Jing called him back. No, junior brother, you misunderstand. I'm not that kind of person, she said shyly. It's just that you're too handsome, junior brother. I was just momentarily embarrassed. Now let me kiss you. This made the men in the sect freeze and shout, Senior sister Tang Jing, don't. Some were red-eyed with jealousy. Damn it, Senior was also blinded by money and became his servant. Then Tang Jing reluctantly approached Lu Chen, her face showing clear unwillingness. But Lu Chen was extremely satisfied. Yes, a little closer. Just one kiss. Suddenly, Lu Chen remembered something and teased her with a laugh. Oh, right, is this your first kiss? Senior sister, your little brother here is as pure as a white sheet of paper. If it's not your first kiss, it will defile me. Provoked, Tang Jing shouted angrily. Of course it's my first kiss. What kind of person do you think I am, a green tea bitch? Hearing that, Lu Chen laughed. Then that's great, I'll accept your kiss. With that, he immediately pressed his cheek against Tang Jing's lips. Seeing the scene, the men in the sect all harbored a grudge against Lu Chen. Damn it, another senior sister has been defiled. Selling herself for money. Women are all like that. I want to be a rich person too. Tang Jing finished kissing and shyly said that, I've already kissed, is that okay, Lu Chen? Okay? I won't eat your food for free. Lu Chen chivalrously handed over the vial of pills and said, A deal is a deal. Please take good care of it. Tang Jing happily accepted the vial of pills. Not bad, it's a top-grade elixir. Thank you, junior brother. Lu Chen was also very pleased. Senior sister also relies on her own ability to earn money. Of course, I have to give you the best. Seeing this, all the women rushed towards Lu Chen, each one eagerly saying, Junior brother, I want to kiss you too. Junior brother, I'm a virgin. I definitely won't defile you, junior brother, look at me quickly. Lu Chen greatly enjoyed this feeling, opening his arms wide, senior sisters slowly one by one. The male disciples in the sect looked at Lu Chen with even more hatred. Damn it, the senior sisters have completely fallen for money. Damn it, why am I not a woman? Meanwhile, Lu Chen was surrounded by the women of the sect, all trying their best to please him. Junior brother, sit down, are you comfortable? How do you feel, junior brother? Let me feed you these grapes, junior brother. Try them and see if they're sweet. The male disciples in the sect grew even more jealous, their anger flaring as they shouted, Isn't it just a few pills? What's there to be so arrogant about? Hearing this, Lu Chen contemptuously replied, You're right, junior brother. These are just trash pills. I usually use them to feed birds. You wouldn't actually eat them, would you, junior brother? Suddenly, someone from behind stepped forward to refute Lu Chen's words. What you said is a bit wrong, junior brother. King-breaking pills cannot be considered trash. Hearing the voice, someone recognized him and shouted, It's senior brother Duyi, stylishly walked over and said, If you have so many king-breaking pills, junior brother, I'm willing to trade for them at a fair price. Hearing this, Lu Chen couldn't help but praise. Now this is a talent who knows his stuff, much better than those useless paupers. So, senior brother, what price are you prepared to offer? Duyi used a fan to cover half his face, hiding his expression as he spoke. How about this? I won't let you lose out. 100 million spirit stones per pill. What do you think, junior brother? Hearing this price, Lu Chen became a little angry. He retorted contemptuously. So you're a black-hearted boss. Something worth 1 billion, you offer 100 million. Are you kidding me? Is there something wrong with your brain, senior brother? Du Yi put on a righteous air and said, "What is that ugly-faced simpleton saying it's too little? Can't you see? All the senior and junior brothers are very dissatisfied with you right now. I'm just trying to help you. Selling to me at a loss can make the other brothers happy. If it weren't for respecting that stupid clan of yours, I wouldn't even offer 100,000. Those insults completely enraged Lu Chen. He looked at Du Yi and said in a harsh voice, "You've got some nerve, senior brother. Who are you calling ugly?" Seeing this, Du Yi taunted, "What does junior brother want to fight?" He looked at Lu Chen with contempt. Such a limited vocabulary, can you only prove yourself with force? How vulgar. The guys behind him, having found an ally, chimed in. "That's right, just a piece of trash with a few coins. And that stupid hairstyle, it's disgusting, and he doesn't even know it. If it were me, I would have bashed my head against a wall and died long ago." Lu Chen, burning with anger, said in a harsh tone, "Very good. It's been a long time since anyone dared to bark such words in front of me. I'll remember all of you." Hearing this, Du Yi sneered, "Little junior brother, you think you're so great? Give up. In a fight, you're no match for me. You should just hand over the elixirs quickly and spare yourself the physical pain." Hearing that guy's words, Lu Chen was furious. As fast as lightning, he rushed forward. "Hilarious. We'll have to fight to see if I'm your match." Instantly, Du Yi was hit by a thunderous punch, leaving him no time to react. He spat out a mouthful of strawberry syrup, but Lu Chen didn't spare him. He rushed forward again. "Now do you still think I'm not your match?" Du Yi immediately collapsed to the ground. The disciples beside him shouted in alarm. Senior brother Du Yi was sent flying by one of his punches. He didn't even use any martial arts skills. Everyone began to look at Lu Chen differently. How can this guy with such a low cultivation level be so powerful? Seeing Lu Chen walk towards them, those guys' faces turned pale with fear. "What do you want to do? Don't come over here, we surrender. We're sorry." Lu Chen ignored them, walked straight to Du Yi and grabbed him by the head. "A bunch of weaklings. Fighting you would only dirty my hands." With that, he flew off with Du Yi. Seeing this, the others were stunned and shouted, "He took our senior brother, we're doomed. Does he want to kill Du Yi?" But looking at the direction Lu Chen was flying, someone recognized it and shouted, "Why is he heading to Divine Peak? Quick, call our master." After a while, Lu Chen arrived at Divine Peak. He remarked, "Not bad we're here." Lu Chen pushed Du Yi aside. "Get down, you weakling." Du Yi was pushed against a tree. He clutched his wounds and said fearfully, "Why did you bring me to the Divine Peak?" Without another word, Lu Chen walked up, grabbed Du Yi's collar and said with a smile, "Take a guess." "Not bad, nice hair." Hearing this, Du Yi cursed angrily, "You damn scoundrel." But remembering the earlier punch, he tried to de-escalate. "I'm not interested in men. Please don't violate me." Lu Chen took out a card with a cunning smile. "What a coincidence, I'm very interested in men. Especially interested in men who get struck by lightning." Du Yi was both scared and confused. "What do you mean, men who get struck by lightning?" Without further ado, Lu Chen struck a handsome pose and shouted, "Divine Light Cannon Poison Dragon Formation 1 Dragon." Instantly, a bolt of lightning struck Du Yi, giving him a full-body X-ray. Seeing Du Yi charred black, Lu Chen was delighted. "Oh my god, it's just a level 4 formation. Couldn't your spirit withstand it, senior brother?" Du Yi looked at his scorched and frizzy hair with sorrow. "My beautiful hair, you lunatic." But Lu Chen asked with great amusement, "What's wrong? Didn't you say it was a stupid mop-top hairstyle? I specially made this for you. How does it feel?" Du Yi, looking as if he had no regrets left in life, asked, "No. What I mean is, was your hair also made by getting struck by lightning? You have nothing better to do than let lightning strike you. You're a complete psycho." These words hit a sore spot for Lu Chen. He sneered. "Looks like the electric force wasn't enough. Let's continue." With that, lightning bolts struck Du Yi one after another. Suddenly, Chen Yu appeared out of nowhere. "Why are you back again? Haven't you been struck by lightning enough?" Lu Chen turned and asked with a smile, "Sister Yu, it's like this. This senior brother saw my hair and thought it was very fashionable and stylish, so he insisted I give him one too. I could only invite him up here for a bit. Now he's so happy he's speechless." Chen Yu was a bit speechless. "You little brat. The city lord was right, you really are a chaotic demon king." The scene shifts to Du Yi's master, who had also heard the bad news about his disciple. "Are you sure my disciple Du Yi was taken away just like that?" The messenger replied firmly, "Yes, your majesty, the emperor." That person reported with a grave expression. It was a guy with a mohawk who knocked out senior brother Du Yi and took him away. That madman took senior brother Du Yi to Divine Peak. After that, we don't know. The Emperor's face turned grim. He looked ahead and muttered to Divine Peak. A bad feeling arose in his heart. Could it be? And so the Emperor stood in the Sacred Land's martial arts training ground, staring intently towards Divine Peak. Just then someone came to report, "Your Majesty the Emperor, that guy has come down from the mountain." Hearing this, the Emperor snorted coldly, "Let me go take a look." When he arrived, he heard words of mockery aimed at Du Yi. "Is this senior brother Du Yi? He's so ugly, what a disgrace." Du Yi's hair was a bird's nest from the lightning and his clothes were tattered. He clutched his body and shouted angrily, "Get lost all of you, stop looking." That only made everyone laugh harder. He's embarrassed. Suddenly, Du Yi saw a familiar figure and called out, "Master." He rushed forward, as if grasping a life-saving straw. "You must stand up for your disciple." He hugged the Emperor and cried, "My handsome and dashing hair has been ruined by someone into this stupid mop-top master. Quickly teach him a lesson for me." But the Emperor poured cold water on him. "Disciple, I dare not recklessly help you take revenge." He glanced suspiciously at Lu Chen on the other side and said, "After all, that person came down from Divine Peak." At this moment, Lu Chen approached a man with a scar on his face and said with a smile, "You there, senior brother? I remember you also said my hair was very ugly. How about I give you a similar hairstyle?" Hearing this, the man's face turned pale. "What do you want to do?" The scene shifts to somewhere in the sect where a few female disciples are chatting. The pink-haired girl looked at the rabbit on the lap of the person next to her and said, "This rabbit is so round it can't even run." The person next to her laughed in response. "That's right." Suddenly, the blonde girl remembered a piece of news. "Oh, right, have you guys heard? Lately it seems like a lot of male disciples are getting mohawks. They're so ugly." The pink-haired girl asked puzzled mohawks, "Their taste is truly terrible. Why is that a trend?" The previous girl replied dejectedly, "I don't know. Maybe it's a hobby." Suddenly a voice rang out. "Your words are a bit wrong, junior sister. The mohawk is the pinnacle of hairstyles. How can you say it's ugly?" The girl looked again and recognized him. "It's senior brother Du Yi, you still have the same hairstyle from 2 days ago." Then she burst out laughing. "You love your hair as much as your life. I can't believe you'd keep this hairstyle." Unexpectedly, the Du Yi before them was actually Lu Chen in disguise. He was a bit surprised. "Is that so? So this guy is that kind of person." He thought to himself with some annoyance, "I originally wanted to impersonate this Du Yi to cause some trouble. I didn't expect to run into an acquaintance. I was almost exposed." At this time, Ching Cheng also felt something strange and thought, "Why does this Du Yi give me such a strangely familiar feeling?" Just then, someone walked over and called out, "Du Yi, so you're here flirting with the junior sisters. I've been looking all over for you." Lu Chen, caught off guard, stammered, "You, what's the matter?" He screamed internally. "Who is this guy? How does he know this Du Yi?" The scarred-faced guy also had a lightning-struck hairstyle. He laughed and said, "Brother, I'm just like you." I mocked that guy a few times and ended up with a lightning-struck hairstyle too. Saying that, he walked ahead waving. "Oh right, follow me. I have something to tell you." Then the two of them went to a tree to talk. The scarred-faced man spoke first. "Brother Du, you've had it rough. You love your hair as much as your life. And now the hair you value more than your life has been struck by lightning like this. It must be unbearable. No wonder when I saw you today you were missing yesterday's smile." Lu Chen, a bit impatient, interrupted him. "Get to the point." The scarred-faced man said excitedly, "The point is we have a chance for revenge." Hearing this, Lu Chen perked up. He exclaimed, "Oh, really interesting. Tell me more." The scarred-faced man said passionately, "I've contacted the 9 senior brothers who were humiliated by that scoundrel, and also the guys who are pursuing Tang Jing. Tang Jing was bewitched and forced into a kiss by that brat. Her pursuers want to teach that brat a lesson with us." Lu Chen asked with some amusement, "With so many people, are you planning to kill him?" Hearing this, the man recoiled in fear. "Senior brother Du, I didn't expect you to have such vicious thoughts." He said with some disappointment, "That won't work. The opponent is from Divine Peak. He could be a disciple of the Holy Master or a martial saint. We don't dare to kill him." The man imagined hanging Lu Chen from a tree to make an example of him and said with delight, "But teaching him a lesson is still possible. For example, if we get the chance, we can strip him naked and throw him in front of others for all to see. At this point, he couldn't help but laugh out loud. What do you think of this idea? Thinking about it, damn. It's a genius idea. Even Lu Chen didn't know how to react upon hearing it. Seeing that the other party wasn't very enthusiastic, the man asked again, "Aren't you happy, Brother Du? Why aren't you laughing?" Lu Chen quickly forced a few laughs. "Of course I'm happy. I'm counting on you guys. How many people do you have in total?" He replied, "Probably around 80 people. He turned us into the laughingstock of the sacred land. No matter what, this grudge must be avenged." Veins popped on Lu Chen's forehead in anger, but he still had to smile and reply, "Then you continue contacting people. I'll go find someone to watch Divine Peak. Once I spot him, I'll inform you immediately." The scarred-faced man immediately agreed. "All right then, Brother Du, you keep an eye out. As soon as you see him, come to my cave and inform me." Watching his retreating back, Lu Chen smiled cunningly. "Don't worry, I'll let you know." He immediately returned to his true form, his eyes filled with killing intent as he watched. But who's setting up? Whom is not yet certain. Soon after, Lu Chen went down the mountain to explore. As he walked, he thought, I originally wanted to see if there was a way to steal the rabbit. Who knew someone would be using their divine sense to scan periodically? Although I have a Saint-Level speed technique, I don't want to be chased by 3 king-level masters. Suddenly, Lu Chen noticed an unguarded riverbank. These dragon-scale fish aren't guarded by anyone. I can give it a try. He smiled smugly. I've thought of a fun game. At that moment, a disciple was diligently feeding the dragon-scale fish. Eat the fish man, swallow the fish soul, ascend to the peak. For this task of serving the dragon-scale fish, the Saint Fong Hian gave me 100 spirit stones. It's like getting them for free. Suddenly, a dragon-scale fish was speared and pulled up. The man shouted in fear, "Dragon-scale fish, who is it?" The fish was immediately pulled back, frightening the man. He spun around and yelled, "Where did you scoundrel come from, daring to touch the saint's fish?" But Lu Chen had already transformed back into Du Yi. Using Du Yi's face to cause trouble, he said, "So what, I'm Du Yi. My master, for better or worse, is an emperor. It's just one fish. The saint won't mind." The man's forehead bulged with veins as he roared in anger. "An emperor? How dare you touch the saint's property? Even if an emperor comes, it's useless." Lu Chen laughed provocatively. "I'm the one who stole it, so what? Catch me if you can." The other guy chased after him angrily. "Damn it. Guards, catch that guy." Lu Chen quickly fled, laughing to himself. Should I stew it or fry it later? He ran forward happily. Forget it, primitive grilled fish is better. But Lu Chen didn't expect that Du Yi was walking towards him up ahead. The two passed each other, and Du Yi immediately realized something was wrong. He roared in fury. "What kind of demon are you transforming into me?" "Unafraid," Lu Chen retorted defiantly. "Demon hilarious. It's I who should be asking you, what are you doing impersonating someone from my Du family?" Du Yi summoned a talisman. "You scoundrel, watch me reveal your true form. You demon, prepare to die." But before he could act, Lu Chen struck first. He rushed forward and punched Du Yi straight in the face. "You're the demon who should die." Du Yi was sent flying by the punch. Lu Chen said contemptuously, "So weak, you can't even take one of my punches. With just that, you dare to call yourself the real Du Yi." Lu Chen transformed back to his original self, another idea popping into his head. Leaving myself out in the open could easily ruin my plans. It would be better to... Soon after, Lu Chen brought the unconscious Du Yi to a cave on Divine Peak and threw him inside. "I'll put you in the cave and seal it with a formation first." He was very confident in his plan. No loopholes this time. Time to go catch some more dragon-scale fish. The scene shifts to the Saintess's training room. Qing Cheng is currently cultivating here. Suddenly, Yao Shi came over and asked Qing Cheng, "How was your cultivation today?" Qing Cheng stopped her cultivation and reported, "Master, no problems today. It's just senior brother." Before she could finish, Yao Shi interrupted with an, "Oh, Lu Chen, what did that brat do?" Qing Cheng hesitated, thinking, the Du Yi I met today. It seems like it was senior brother in disguise, but she still decided to cover for Lu Chen. "Nothing. I must be overthinking it." But Yao Shi gave her a sharp, knowing look. "You're not overthinking it. That senior brother of yours is a chaotic demon king. He's bound to cause trouble here. Just you wait and see." Seeing that expression, Ching Cheng asked doubtfully, "Master, why do I feel like you're quite happy with seeing your brother's actions?" Yao Shi, having been seen through, gave a forced laugh and denied it. "Of course not. I just hope he gets into fights and steals treasures. It's all part of his training." Yao Shi's eyes suddenly became firm as she said, "Besides, he's my disciple. If he causes a mess, I'll be there to back him up." What's there to worry about? The scene shifts back to Lu Chen, who is now preparing the fish he just caught. Dragon scale. Fish a rare delicacy of the mortal world, and it's a great tonic. Lu Chen quickly cleaned the fish, slitting its belly, removing the innards, scaling it, and deboning it. Then Lu Chen placed the fish on a grill over a low fire, adding herbs, dill, and sliced onions as seasoning. For those who don't know, cumin is a popular spice in North African, Middle Eastern, Western, Chinese, Indian, and Mexican cuisine. Looking at the fragrant fish on the grill, Lu Chen exclaimed, "It's so big. After eating this, even if I need a huge amount of energy to break through, I'll definitely be able to do it." Just then, Du Yi, after taking the thunderous punch, woke up. "Where am I?" He saw Lu Chen and couldn't help but shout in surprise, "It's you, Lu Chen! You kidnapped me again." Du Yi looked at Lu Chen grilling the fish and said angrily, "And you're leisurely grilling a fish to eat. This is a dragon scale fish." Du Yi finally realized and yelled furiously, "So it was you, you damn scoundrel. Why did you impersonate me to steal the dragon scale fish? I have no grudge against you." Lu Chen, annoyed by his rambling, said, "So noisy. Do I need a grudge against you to do what I do?" He immediately used a silencing spell to seal Du Yi's mouth. Seal. "Now shut up and obediently watch the master chef grill this fish for me." Lu Chen added another comment, "But your face is indeed very useful. While you were unconscious, I used your face to steal a few more fish to honor my father." These words made Du Yi furious, but there was nothing he could do. Lu Chen looked at the fragrant, perfectly grilled fish on the table and said with satisfaction, "No more talking. The aroma of the fish is wafting right up my nose." Just as Lu Chen was about to put the fish in his mouth, a hand from behind tapped his shoulder. "Smells good. What are you doing?" Chen Yu looked at Lu Chen and asked coldly, "Sneaking a snack here." Lu Chen breathed a sigh of relief when he saw her. "You scared me to death. So it's you, Sister Yu. I'm eating fish, want to join?" Hearing this, Chen Yu didn't hold back and immediately ate the piece of fish in Lu Chen's hand. "Then I won't be polite." Lu Chen was speechless. "You're really eating it, and you even let me feed you." Instantly, the energy from the fish spread throughout Chen Yu's body. "This flavor, it's a dragon scale fish. Isn't this the fish raised by that stingy Nhan?" Lu Chen asked, puzzled. "Stingy Nhan? Who's that? What does this stingy person have to do with my fish?" Chen Yu immediately formed a hand seal. "Let me see what exactly happened." She summoned her divine sense, which left her body and flew away. Chen Yu arrived at the dragon scale fish pond. Everyone there was discussing the recent fish theft. "Did you hear the dragon scale fish were stolen?" The person next to him replied, "That's right. I heard it was Du Yi who stole them. My God, he's got some nerve." As Chen Yu was listening, someone next to her suddenly said, "Chen Yu, your divine sense seems to be idle. Help me find the fish thief." Chen Yu looked over and recognized Feng Xian. She exclaimed, "Isn't it Stingy Nan? I heard your fish were stolen. I told you to share with me, but you refused. Now that they're stolen, you deserved it." Being mocked, Feng Xian retorted, "You woman, if you won't help, fine, but you're mocking me too." After learning everything, Chen Yu retracted her divine sense. So that's how it is. She looked at Lu Chen helplessly and said, "You little brat, you're really something. You even managed to steal that stingy Nan's treasure." Lu Chen said with great satisfaction, "Is that so? So this stingy Nan is the owner of this fish. You flatter me, Sister Yu. Let's ignore him and eat." Chen Yu picked up a piece of fish and casually reminded him that stingy guy's name is Feng Xian. He's an especially stingy saint-level expert. Because of his miserliness, we fellow cultivators nicknamed him Stingy Han. Only when the Holy Master personally asks does he give out too. Being able to eat dragon-scale fish today is thanks to your good fortune. As Chen Yu spoke, she remembered how Feng Xian held a grudge against the Holy Master over 2 fish. After hearing this, Lu Chen became even more excited. "So that's it? Then what are we waiting for? Let's eat." But just as Lu Chen was about to pick up a piece of fish, Chen Yu stopped him. "That's right. You might not even get to eat this once a year." Lu Chen, somewhat helpless, snorted coldly. Sister Yu, have some shame. Even if you haven't eaten it in a year, don't get so excited. Chen Yu once again swatted away Lu Chen's hand that was reaching for the fish and replied, That's because you don't know the wonderful taste of the golden scale fish. Blocked time and time again, Lu Chen let out a cold laugh and replied, Of course, I don't know. I haven't even had a single bite. Chen Yu victoriously picked up a piece of fish and said with a laugh, Look at your stingy face. It's as if I'm not letting you eat. After Chen Yu finished eating, she stood up refreshed. All right, I'm full. The rest is for you, stingy Chen. Lu Chen was furious, but could do nothing but say in a harsh voice, Damn it, you eat so much. No wonder your chest is so big. And call me handsome Chen. I'm not stingy at all. He was excited to taste the delicacy. Next, it's my turn to eat. But when he looked down, only a fish skeleton remained. Lu Chen's eyes widened in disbelief. My fish! So this woman finished it all! I couldn't eat the flesh of the dragon scale fish, but its bones are not to be underestimated. After eating, he quickly went to cultivate to increase his strength. Even so, I still broke through to the mid-stage transcendent realm. After a while, with the help of the dragon scale fish, Lu Chen made significant progress. He exclaimed in disbelief, I can't believe it. The dragon scale fish has so much energy. Even without eating the flesh, just gnawing on the fish head was enough to help me make a huge leap forward. Lu Chen held the remaining bones in his hand, cherishing them. The remaining bones can't be wasted either. Suddenly Lu Chen had an idea. He looked over at Du Yi with a wicked smile. How about... Du Yi let out a surprised huh. Lu Chen approached Du Yi and asked, Old brother, did you eat before you were caught today? He flashed a cunning smile. How about... Du Yi sensed something bad and asked fearfully, What are you planning to do now? Lu Chen smiled and said, In consideration of you taking the blame for me, I'll grant you these dragon-scale fish bones to eat. Hearing this, Du Yi was utterly disgusted and pushed the pile of fish bones away. He recoiled and said, No way do you take me for a dog. Even if I starve to death or jump off this cliff, I won't eat a single bite. A little about the dragon-scale fish. It's hailed as one of the 8 ultimate delicacies in the world. Even immortal jade fruits can't compare to its flavor. Previously, Du Yi thought it was just a legend exaggerated by the ancients until now. Without another word, Lu Chen immediately forced Du Yi to eat. Just moments ago, Du Yi would rather die than touch the dragon-scale fish, but now he was gnawing on the bones for dear life. He couldn't put them down. So fragrant as expected of the dragon-scale fish, even the bones are this aromatic. With just a fish skeleton, Du Yi was won over by Lu Chen. My big brother, quick, go catch another one so we brothers can enjoy it together. We should taste the flesh of the fish too, right? Lu Chen was speechless at this quick change of heart. He waved his hand and left. We'll talk about this later. You do Jingze, just wait here. Big brother has things to do, Du Yi happily agreed. Take your time, big brother. Remember to bring the fish back. But he was a bit confused. Why did big brother call me Jingze? Is there some story behind it? After leaving Divine Peak Pavilion, Lu Chen went to find the scarred face man. The guy who said he'd team up with over 80 disciples who are unhappy with me. Want to mess with me. Today, I have free time. I must play a trick on them to avoid future troubles. He held the command token tightly in his hand and thought, dealing with them doesn't require a high-level transformation technique. That would be a waste of spirit power. I just need to use a concealing charm to make them think I'm Du Yi. Lu Chen, now using the temporary concealing technique his master gave him, ran to find the group and asked with a friendly smile, Fellow senior and junior brothers, how are the preparations going? Those guys turned to look at Lu Chen and said with a laugh, It's senior brother Du Yi. Hello, senior brother. Weren't you supposed to be monitoring that mohawk guy? Why aren't you anymore? Just then, another guy with a hairstyle trained by Lu Chen ran up and asked with an eager smile, Senior brother Du, has that mohawk guy come down the mountain yet? Lu Chen smiled and said, He's appeared. I've sent someone to follow him. You guys go inform the others. I'll wait here until you're all gathered and we'll deal with him together. Hearing this, those guys eagerly ran off. Senior brother Du, wait here for a moment. We'll go inform the others and gather everyone right away. They believed him completely unaware that the Du Yi they saw was just an illusion created by Lu Chen. A while later, Lu Chen, still disguised as Du Yi, was waiting there. The other disciples involved in the plan arrived one after another. "Senior brother, you've waited long. Everyone's here." The crowd said excitedly, "If we don't beat that scoundrel to death today, I'll plant myself here like a tree." Another person also said angrily, "Later when we catch him, I'll stomp on him with both feet." Hearing this, the others laughed heartily. "Let's go, senior brother. Let's go 'cause some trouble." Only Lu Chen wasn't happy at all. He looked at the crowd in front of him, his mouth twitching in anger as he thought, "Great. Weren't there supposed to be only 80 people? There are 200, 300 people here. You're forcing me to be cruel. But am I really that hated? Why are there so many rebels?" He suppressed his anger and led the way. "All right, this way. I'll lead." After a while, Lu Chen led the group deep into the mountains. Someone there said doubtfully, "It's so remote." "Why did we come here?" Another person said with contempt. "That ugly bastard likes places like this." "As expected, he's no good person," someone said dejectedly. "He said it was nearby, but we've been walking for over an hour. Why aren't we there yet?" Just then one of them asked Lu Chen Sr., Brother Du Yi, "Are we not there yet? That brat hasn't already left, has he?" Lu Chen said, no rush, we're almost there," but in his hand he took out a formation card and activated it. Instantly, countless lightning bolts struck down from the sky. Lu Chen pretended to shout, "Where did that lightning come from?" The crowd behind him also chimed in, "That's right. Which expert is undergoing a tribulation here? Quickly retract your divine power." However, the scarred-faced man quickly noticed. He said angrily, "Wait. This is an Imperial Lightning Formation who is ambushing us. But what could they do?" The group behind was being struck by lightning, crying out for their parents. Meanwhile, Lu Chen stood at the front and calmly said, "Everyone don't panic. I'm very familiar with this formation. The breaking point is in the sky. Let's fly up and break it." After saying that, Lu Chen rushed up, and the group behind him followed. As a result, the entire group was struck by even more intense lightning. Seeing them like this, Lu Chen laughed gleefully. "You've got to be kidding me. You dare to fly into the sky during a lightning storm. Think the lightning won't hit you accurately. I really overestimated your intelligence. You believe anything you're told, a bunch of brainless pigs." As soon as he finished speaking, the anguished cries of the group echoed through the forest. "It hurts. Someone save me." An hour later, the disciples were beaten until their minds were a mess and they had no strength left. The green-haired guy said unconvinced, "I'm just an outer sect disciple who came to Divine Peak for fun. How did I end up with this hairstyle too?" Another guy looked at Lu Chen and said, "Senior brother is truly powerful. Even after being struck by lightning like that, you're completely unharmed." Lu Chen sat smugly on a rock and said with a laugh, "It was nothing. Is everyone okay? Listen to me." He put on a mysterious air and said, "Heaven knows, earth knows, I know you know. This incident is definitely not a coincidence. It seems there's a traitor among us." Hearing Lu Chen say this, the group was as shocked as if they'd been struck by lightning. They burst into an uproar. "What you're saying, there's a traitor among us," Lu Chen continued confidently. "Look, we gathered too many people. The commotion was too big. It was easy for that Divine Peak disciple to find out. So he deliberately sent a spy to infiltrate our ranks, then reported our route. He set up a formation on the path to ambush us first." Hearing this, the group was so angry they gritted their teeth, wishing they could chop the spy into a million pieces. Lu Chen continued, "Among us there are some who have no grudge against that Divine Peak disciple. They just came for fun. People like that are very likely to have been bribed to report on us. After all, that Divine Peak disciple is very rich." Lu Chen, using Du Yi's trustworthy face, concluded, "From this, we can see that there might be many spies among us. Everyone can think carefully. After all, who is more suspicious? Who could be the mole?" At this, everyone broke out in a cold sweat. They started cursing each other viciously. "What? The mole is definitely not me," another person shouted. "Hey, you look a lot like a traitor." That person quickly shouted back, "Damn it, you're the mole, your whole family are moles." In the end, only Lu Chen left leisurely. "Fools, you can continue playing werewolf. I'm heading back first." After successfully sowing discord, Lu Chen ignored them, turned around and headed back to the cave on Divine Peak. These guys must have suffered enough. If this continues next time, I'll definitely use the level 5 Imperial Lightning formation. But after walking a short distance, Lu Chen saw a figure sitting in the cave. He was a bit surprised. Someone's here. But when he looked closer, he realized it was his junior sister, Liu Qingcheng. Lu Chen asked in surprise, "So it's you, junior sister. Why did you come here?" At this moment, Liu Qingcheng was playing the zither. Her hands moved gracefully over the strings. As soon as the music started, weapons appeared flying and dancing around her. Lu Chen was a bit surprised. I didn't expect this junior sister of mine to be such a high-level zither master. At this moment, Liu Qingcheng also saw Lu Chen and greeted him, "Senior brother, you're back." Lu Chen walked over and praised her junior sister this divine sword melody. "Did you receive the complete transmission from our master? The power you're displaying has reached the level of sound sword fusion. Ordinary spirit god realm cultivators are no match for you, junior sister." Hearing this, Qingcheng also praised him politely. "Senior brother, you've recently achieved great things in this sacred land. Your self-created mohawk hairstyle has become a huge trend." Hearing this, Lu Chen gave an embarrassed, forced smile. "It's a small matter not worth mentioning." Suddenly, Qingcheng remembered Du Yi and said, "Oh right, senior brother, I saw Du Yi in the cave. He was trapped by a formation. He even begged me to let him out. Do you know who trapped him in there?" Hearing this, Lu Chen asked her in a panic, "What, that brat? You didn't let him out, did you?" Junior sister Qingcheng replied, a little startled. No, I didn't." Hearing this, Lu Chen breathed a sigh of relief. He patted Qingcheng's head and said with a smile, "You're truly my good junior sister. Don't let him out just yet. I'm keeping him for a reason. And don't tell anyone about this. In a few days, I'll treat you to a big feast." Blushing from Lu Chen patting her head, Qingcheng said shyly, "You stinky senior brother. Why did you suddenly pat my head? I won't grow any taller now." Hearing this, Lu Chen laughed loudly. "All right, I won't tease you anymore. The little lady is embarrassed. I should go cultivate now." Then Lu Chen entered the cave to cultivate and level up. As he cultivated, he said, "I must quickly enter the next stage of cultivation." Lu Chen's whole body was covered in sweat veins popping, but he was very satisfied. Now, besides being rich, I also have countless level 5 Imperial Lightning formations. But this still didn't satisfy Lu Chen's ambition. This leveling up speed isn't enough. The downside is it's too painful. It's truly not something a normal person can endure. Just then, an idea flashed through Lu Chen's mind. "No, I have to distract myself. That's right, I can—" It turned out the way to distract himself was food. He thought of countless dishes: peacock spring rolls, phoenix pate rhino skin, grilled dragon meat, peacock stewed with lemon leaves. But the best of all had to be the top-tier 7-course dog meat feast. 3 days later, Lu Chen finally completed his distraction cultivation. Exhausted, he lay on the ground. "Finally, I got through it." Lu Chen had now reached a sage-like state, but he couldn't help but sigh from hunger. It really worked. "It's just that I'm so hungry now." Suddenly, Lu Chen had an idea. He immediately transformed into Du Yi. "That's right. With my current strength, I might be able to steal the Yanji rabbit. I've already stolen from that formation once. What's one more time, I'll change into Du Yi's form and get down to business." At the same time, in a gazebo, 2 girls were chatting. It was Liu Qingcheng and a white-haired senior sister from the same sect. This senior sister commented, "The profound depths of music are truly hard for others to understand. Your mastery of music is on par with my master's junior sister." Qingcheng, flattered, replied shyly, "You praise me too much, senior sister. I'm sure it won't be long before you can also reach this realm." Just then, Liu Qingcheng noticed Du Yi sneaking around nearby. She exclaimed in surprise, "That person, it's Du Yi!" Lu Chen also saw the people sitting in the gazebo. He quickly hid behind a rock to avoid their gaze. The senior sister heard the name Du Yi and asked curiously, "He's Du Yi, the famous playboy who stole the dragon-scale fish. I heard Saint Nan recently issued a warrant for his arrest across the entire region. He still dares to show his face here." But Liu Qingcheng had doubts. She thought to herself, "Strange. Isn't Du Yi locked in the stone chamber? Could senior brother have released him? She guessed to herself, Du Yi stole the dragon scale fish. Perhaps senior brother didn't want to be implicated, so he let him go. On the other side, Lu Chen looked around, but it was all an ambush. He thought dejectedly, the security is too tight. It wasn't this strict last time. The rabbit appeared before his eyes, but he was helpless. The Yanji rabbit is right in front of me, but I can feel it. A sense of crisis enveloped Lu Chen's entire body. He thought, there are the divine senses of at least 2 emperors around here, scanning back and forth and hiding dozens of king-level divine senses as well. Lu Chen thought bitterly, did the dragon scale fish incident lead to this level of security? He sighed. Forget it. I'll go back to the mountain first. The Yanji rabbit isn't easy to steal. I need to think of a plan. Then Lu Chen returned to Divine Peak. Seeing Lu Chen, Du Yi immediately asked Big Brother, why are you back so early today? Did you manage to steal the fish? Lu Chen looked at Du Yi irritably and said, don't mention it. I was planning on a change of palette today. I didn't expect the Yanji rabbit's security to be so tight. I can't steal it for now. I can only eat fish. Hearing this, Du Yi was furious. He gave Lu Chen the loving middle finger and yelled, wait a minute. You still want to steal the Yanji rabbit? You've already offended a saint using my face. Don't offend anymore. Lu Chen replied unhappily, cut the crap. You're quite the foodie yourself. Lately all you talk about in your sleep is the dragon scale fish, and you still have the nerve to lecture me. Lu Chen then went to a corner holding a cookbook in one hand and a knife in the other and said excitedly, perfect timing. I'm making fish to eat. There's no share for you this time. Hearing about eating fish, Du Yi started drooling. There's fish to eat. Why didn't you say so earlier, big brother? I was just joking before. Even if you use my face to steal 100 times, it's fine. So please share a little with your little brother. Seeing him talk too much, Lu Chen silenced Du Yi. Shut up. Don't disturb my cooking. Du Yi immediately obeyed, giving an okay sign. While Lu Chen was reading the cookbook boil water for 30 minutes, then add ginger fresh water snail water, from afar, Liu Qingcheng was returning. As soon as she reached the cave entrance and smelled the fragrance, Qingcheng couldn't help but feel hungry. Senior brother, what are you cooking? It smells so good. Hearing her voice, Lu Chen looked up and said smugly, didn't I promise you, before I wanted to treat you to a big meal? I'm making it now. After a while of diligent cooking, the bowl of fish soup was finally ready. It looked like something from a restaurant. Qingcheng exclaimed, amazing senior brother, just from the smell I knew your cooking was extraordinary. But when she looked closer, Qingcheng realized something. Her face darkened. This is a dragon scale fish. Hearing this, Lu Chen even gave a thumbs up and praised junior sister, you're truly knowledgeable. Liu Qingcheng, looking at the situation, confirmed her suspicion. The person who stole the dragon scale fish. It couldn't be you, senior brother, could it? Lu Chen put on an innocent face and replied, you can't say such things randomly. The one who stole the fish was Du Yi, but Qingcheng had a look that said, I know everything. She quickly exposed Lu Chen's lie. Du Yi has been locked up all this time. It was you impersonating him all along, wasn't it? Shamelessly, Lu Chen patted Qingcheng's head and praised her as expected of my junior sister. So smart. Seeing Lu Chen pat her head again, Qingcheng protested, I told you not to pat my head, I'm not a kid anymore, senior brother. However, she couldn't help but ask, but senior brother, why did you steal the dragon scale fish? Lu Chen didn't explain, but just picked up a piece of fish. Why did I steal it? He then fed the piece of fish to Qingcheng. Here, junior sister, have a bite, and you'll understand. After tasting one bite of the fish, Qingcheng was as if entranced, praising it nonstop. It's so delicious, the spiritual energy is so rich, it's so soft and smooth. Lu Chen gave a thumbs up in agreement. That's right, it's because it's so damn delicious, one of the 8 treasures, something you can encounter, but not seek. Since the Jade Pool Sacred Land has them, why not have a few? Du Yi in the back also gestured, tapping on the barrier to indicate I want some too. Seeing him wanting to eat, Lu Chen turned to mock him. What little old brother. Now you remember the dragon scale fish. There's no share for you today. Unexpectedly, Du Yi just trembled, covered in sweat, and pointed forward. Seeing him pointing, Lu Chen asked, what are you pointing at? While Lu Chen was still talking, Liu Qingcheng was already eating like a hungry ghost. A moment later, when Lu Chen turned back, only the skeleton of the dragon scale fish was left. Qingcheng praised with great satisfaction. The dragon scale fish is so delicious. Thank you for the treat, senior brother. I'm done eating. Looking at the plate with no meat left, Lu Chen exclaimed in shock. You people, how can you eat so fast? Are all women in the sacred land like this? He shouted in disbelief, disappointed in himself. This is the second time I worked so hard to steal this fish and didn't get a single bite of meat. While Lu Chen was fuming, Qingcheng was still praising it nonstop. The dragon scale fish is truly a delicacy. She sighed and said, I didn't expect your cooking skills to be so good, senior brother. Thank you for the treat. Lu Chen, with a look of resignation, sighed. I'm scared of you now. As long as you're happy, that's all that matters. I'll take care of the rest. But just then, Lu Chen saw Du Yi gesturing behind his back. He asked, puzzled, What are you doing? But Lu Chen quickly understood and said dejectedly, All right, I get it. I'm impressed. You handle the bones yourself. And remember to wash the bowl. Then he quickly caught up with Qingcheng and suggested, Junior sister, let's go for a walk. Hearing this, Qingcheng immediately agreed. Perfect. I have something I want to talk about too. As they walked, Liu Qingcheng said, These past few days my friends and I have been talking about you. She recounted with some worry among them, Someone heard about you, senior brother, and wants to have a duel with you? Lu Chen asked nonchalantly, Who is it so blind daring to challenge me? Liu Qingcheng continued, His name is Chu Yang, the 38th direct disciple of Saint Nan. He's already at the peak of the transcendent realm. Among all transcendent realm cultivators in the sacred land, he's the strongest. Qingcheng recounted the rumors about Chu Yang with some worry. I heard he has even defeated a spirit god realm cultivator. He's the direct disciple most favored by Saint Nan. This piqued Lu Chen's interest. He asked, His record sounds decent, but junior sister, why does this Chu Yang want to challenge me? Liu Qingcheng said shyly, Chu Yang is a very arrogant person. He believes he's the number one in the transcendent realm. Mentioning this made Qingcheng fearful. I told him about your achievements. He must have gotten interested and wants to fight. Hearing this, Lu Chen laughed. Sister, I think this Chu Yang is actually one of your pursuers. Qingcheng was startled and denied it. She said awkwardly, No, it's just that I talked about you a little more when we were chatting, that's all. Mentioning this made Qingcheng annoyed again. She pouted and said, Who knew that Chu Yang would want to challenge you, senior brother? Men are so strange. After hearing this, Lu Chen was a bit melancholic. He sighed. So that's how it is. He patted her head again and said, Silly junior sister. When the woman you love talks about another man, it's bound to make her pursuers jealous. But Qingcheng didn't believe him and snorted resentfully. Senior brother, don't mind that Chu Yang. He's just being overly sentimental on his own. Lu Chen laughed and asked back, Wouldn't that make it seem like I'm afraid of him? Junior sister, are you looking down on me? When I roamed the azure domain where the demonic beasts I fought few, my opponents were all at the spirit god realm, the king realm. Lu Chen recalled his glorious days when he dominated the entire azure domain. He said with great confidence, Now just a measly transcendent realm cultivator wants me to back down. If my old enemies found out, they'd laugh their heads off. Lu Chen put on a cunning expression again and asked, But junior sister, let me ask you, how much do you know about him? Where is he? Does he have any strong protectors? Qingcheng sensed something was off, but still said, Why are you asking this? Why do I feel like you're being strange? When Chu Yang goes out for training, he naturally has very strong protectors. But now that he's in the Jade Pool Sacred Land, of course, he doesn't. Just then, Qingcheng remembered something and exclaimed, Oh, right, I heard he's recently been dueling with other disciples at Xuanqing Mountain. At this moment, at the foot of Xuanqing Mountain, a figure was approaching. This was the person Lu Chen had been talking about, the number one transcendent realm cultivator of the sacred land, Chu Yang. Seeing him approach, Lu Chen called out, Hey, handsome boy over there, are you Chu Yang? Chu Yang immediately replied warily, That's right, I am Chu Yang. What's the matter? Hearing this, Lu Chen laughed and raised his fist. I just wanted to confirm. If it's you, then there's no problem. As soon as he finished speaking, Lu Chen threw a powerful punch straight at Chu Yang and said with great vigor, Today I came here specifically to beat up Chu Yang. Seeing Lu Chen rush to attack him, Chu Yang still managed to raise his hands to block. But he was still knocked back by Lu Chen's punch. He was extremely shocked and thought to himself, how is this possible? This person is clearly in the mid-stage transcendent realm, yet he can knock me back. A sense of fear arose in Chu Yang's heart. What is this person's background? He couldn't help but ask, who are you? Lu Chen acted as if he'd heard a joke, covering his mouth and mocking, not bad kid. You took one of my punches and didn't spit blood. The strongest transcendent realm cultivator in the old sacred land truly lives up to his name. Chu Yang snorted coldly in annoyance. Shameless words. It's fine if you don't say. Chu Yang then took out a seal looking at Lu Chen in disbelief. You're forcing me to use an imperial artifact. Then Chu Yang channeled his power. His eyes sharpened and his voice filled with anger rose. No matter who you are, you're dead for sure. Judge of Hell, the seal of life and death. Chu Yang immediately activated the seal of life and death, attacking Lu Chen. Die, seal of life and death, activate. Seeing him attack, Lu Chen stood still, unmoving. Then he took out another seal and aimed it at Chu Yang's attack. Seal of life and death, shatter for me. Instantly, Chu Yang's seal of life and death disintegrated. Chu Yang exclaimed in utter shock, What, you have a seal of life and death too, and it directly neutralized my attack. Only a higher grade seal of life and death could suppress my artifact. Could yours be a saint grade seal of life and death? Lu Chen replied with a cold smile. That's right, this is a saint grade seal of life and death. Then he threw the seal of life and death straight at Chu Yang's face. Take this and die, you bastard. Looking at the unconscious Chu Yang in front of him, Lu Chen smiled smugly. Next time just follow the procedure. Isn't it better to just pass out directly? You still dared to show off in front of me? Don't you know my hack is even better? Although he said that, Lu Chen secretly sighed in relief. Luckily, I struck just hard enough. I didn't trigger his Saint Protector's will. Otherwise, Saint Nan would definitely have come knocking. Lu Chen quickly took out his storage bag and put Chu Yang inside. Hostage acquired. Put him in the storage bag. Now let's go up to the mountain's competition square and take a look. The scene shifts to the arena square of the sacred land. The disciples of the sacred land had gathered here long ago, but the competitor was nowhere to be seen. They wondered, where's Chu Yang? Chu Yang still hasn't arrived. He didn't get scared and run away, did he? Feng Xian above was also getting impatient and said loudly, What is going on? His opponent has been waiting for him for an hour. Feng Xian immediately gave an order, Amo, go to Chu Yang's residence and see. What is that brat up to? The person named Amo immediately accepted the order. As you command. Just then, Lu Chen walked over. He waved the letter in his hand and said, No need to look anymore. I have news of Chu Yang here. Lu Chen gave the letter to Feng Xian and explained, A stranger asked me to deliver this letter to you. It contains news about Chu Yang. Feng Xian looked at the letter, his mind filled with question marks. Feng Xian quickly opened the letter and read, Mr. Feng Xian, your beloved disciple has been captured by me. Please provide 10 dragon-scale fish and 2 Yanji rabbits as ransom. After reading, Feng Xian couldn't help but curse in anger, extorting me right to my face. He angrily clenched the letter in his hand, gritted his teeth, and said, If I don't kill you, this hatred will be hard to resolve. Feng Xian approached Lu Chen and asked menacingly, Brat, did someone give you something and tell you to come here? Tell me who's behind you. I'll spare your life. Lu Chen replied with a provocative smile, Hey, don't talk nonsense. I was just being kind by picking up the letter and bringing it to you. Don't frame me. Seeing that Lu Chen was still defiant, he unleashed his power, wanting to use force to make Lu Chen tell the truth. Still want to act? Drop the act. It seems I'll have to force you to talk. Before he could do anything to Lu Chen, a hand was placed on his shoulder. Feng Xian, you're quite something. The newcomer was Chen Yu. She warned Feng Xian. He is the direct disciple of the Holy Master. You want to touch him? Aren't you afraid the Holy Master will skin you alive? Seeing her, Feng Xian was a bit surprised. Chen Yu. What did you say? This brat is the Holy Master's disciple. Not believing it, Feng Xian turned back to ask Lu Chen, Brat, is your master really? The Holy Master Yao Shi, with someone backing him. Lu Chen said proudly, 100% credible. My master is the Holy Master. But outwardly he asked Lu Chen, Then how did you coincidentally come across this letter? Suddenly a few more people came with letters saying, Saint Nan, here's a letter concerning Chu Yang. The person next to them also shouted, Saint Nan, I have one too. After hearing this, veins popped on Feng Xian's forehead in anger. A thorough preparation indeed. In total, I have 42 fish left, taking 10 from me at once and demanding 2 Yanji rabbits on top of that. The subordinate behind him quickly offered a plan, transmitting his voice to him. Saint Nan, I think we should pretend to agree for now, then wait and see how that thief reacts. If he appears, we'll capture him. With no other choice, Feng Xian had to agree. He sighed, let's do it that way. Amo, go prepare the items for the exchange. At this time, at the meeting point on the outskirts of the sacred land, Amo had brought the items to exchange for Chu Yang. Everything was under Feng Xian's surveillance. He stood from afar. I'm hiding in a spatial rift in the sky. Unless it's a Saint Level expert, it's basically impossible to detect me. He looked down and said, let's see me catch you, you thief, and see how you deny it. A day passed, but the thief hadn't shown up. Feng Xian was getting a little impatient. The sun is about to set. Why hasn't that guy arrived yet? Soon the second day passed. Doubts arose in Feng Xian's heart. Could it be that it's not here? But the letter said it was at the tree he broke. On the third day, Feng Xian was so bored he was sick of it lying down stretched out. So boring. After I catch him, I must go find the Eastern Saint for some flower wine.